Wow. And welcome to Shadows of Men, Campaign 2, Episode 16. Too bad. Yep. I am your DM, Club Kyle, and these are the peeps. Peeps.
Hi, guys.
Hi, I'm the peep.
Hi, Alex.
What's happening,
You're the peep.
chucklefuckers?
Well, what does that make us? If you're the
Oh.
peep, you're we.
The peeps.
Alright.
The
Okay.
weebs?
Alright. So, not really anything in the way of the announcements. Everything that needed to be said was said last time. So, I'm ready to hop in if you guys are.
Yas Queen.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna die.
Potentially.
Eventually.
Danger.
And we be transported to a realm full of waffles.
So when
That's
last we
nice.
left the wolf pack, Omen, the Tiefling Bard, Anya, the Wolfkin Barbarian, Armin, the Devilish ASMR Ranger, Celica, the Fawn Druid, Lipia, the Inugami Rogue, and Roderick, the Goliath Fighter. The party had begun to traverse into the mountains where the cure for Armin and Lipia's condition may reside. Before heading there, however, Omen encountered a vampire by the name of Hugo von Carmine, only referring to himself as Old Lord.
Yeah, that would.
Gross.
After some interesting debates on philosophy, the party continued on their way, where after encountering several creatures who tried to kill, manipulate, or both to them, solving several puzzles, the party has come to the third area, climbing up the mountain, all internal. Now they are in this area where crystals seem to be rampant, not only in the walls, but also appear to be floating as if suspended in air, as though gravity has no effect. So, as you guys walk, in front of you, as I said, think like a bead door of crystals that are just floating mid-air.
Well, this place
Wow.
is fucking weird.
Oh.
This must.
This
What
is
what could be causing them to be floating like that?
magic.
I know that, but
No shit.
Not inaccurate.
Not inaccurate.
Well, you're not wrong.
Probably has to do with these crystals here.
What was that, Jacob?
That probably has to do with these crystals here.
If anyone would like
to- Can I
there's
roll-
other stuff in the walls.
I'd
Nature?
like to sniff the crystal.
Sure.
I
it's
would
been-
like to roll an either nature or Arcana check. to figure
this
out
would be
what's
s-
causing them.
your choice. You choose which one. That'll change the answer. Anya, roll
Equally
perception
shit.
based on smell. Yes.
Yeah, I have advantage.
19.
Oh.
19.
I roll.
I'll
you know what,
roll-
I didn't say it.
I'll roll a nature check. See if this is anything.
Anya, they
18.
smell weird. Like it's all around you, so you can't really focus in on the smell. Armin and Celica.
You rolled a 19 in Arcana. I rolled a 19 in Nature.
So,
Just in
okay, so
case.
first off, we're going to start with Armin. Nothing in nature normally could do this. However, you do know that certain creatures, powerful creatures, can have a regional effect on an area they deem to reside in if they stay there long enough. This could be a case of that, but you're not entirely sure. Celica, it seems like, based on your 19, it almost seems like the crystals are sort of in like this weird sense of reverse gravity. The spell, like as if that's the regional effect around you. So like to give you a spell explanation to what could be causing this, that is theoretically what could be causing this as a regional effect. Between the two of you, you can theorize that whatever creature resides here, its regional effect seems like the effect it has on environment seems to be in part, because there can be multiple, that it seems to be able to A, grow these crystals, but B, also defy gravity with them.
I see. All right. Well, that's
You're
that's
not
good to know.
Between the two 19s, however, because you didn't roll, you had to roll a little bit higher. You guys can't figure out exactly what's causing it, but like you can't pinpoint the exact creature, but you two together can put this together that
That's fair
something
enough.
else, that some creature is causing this just by being there.
Makes sense.
There is a powerful creature up ahead.
Well,
Something
not
that's-
up ahead. It could be like miles away, basically, but it's in the area.
Whatever's causing this, it's definitely some powerful creature. Only creatures of great might can cause. My guess is regional effects like this.
Right.
I agree.
So,
Out of game translation, this is something so powerful that it can affect the environment. Keep that in
Yes!
mind.
so this
Actually, and even then, Armin thinks he's like the fact that it's able to affect the environment itself like this.
is,
Oh,
I
my
would
God.
advise
over
keeping your
everyone.
guard up.
Omen looks over everyone, noting the state of at least two of the party, including herself, are decently injured at this point.
I will use. By the way, I'm going to use my regeneration feature to heal myself.
Roll the regeneration.
Yep.
Omen will make a gesture.
13
Perhaps-
regeneration.
Perhaps we should take a breather. Most of us are seriously injured.
Hmm.
We could definitely use a
I
rest.
agree.
Yes, please.
Alright, so are you guys going to take a short rest or a long rest?
Short.
Probably
Yes.
does the only take a short rest and then
Oh,
move
Yeah.
forward.
As much as I would love a long rest, but just short rest will do.
Celica's gonna keep watch over.
I would like a long rest, but a short rest
Here.
could do.
Alright, you're going to keep watch. Roll perception.
I'm gonna give you a hand with that at least.
Well, roll a separate perception then.
I'm gonna roll with guidance.
Okay, stop 20.
Mother, hey, stop.
Your cat.
Yes.
Let's see. Please,
All right.
God in heaven, be helpful to me.
Pencil stop.
It's a D12. Ah!
All right.
Oh.
Perception.
You can more roll than one, dude. You can roll up to 5 fire dice and 1 bar dice. Alright,
Oh.
guidance, so just roll d4, dude.
For a short rest?
I used two.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
Yeah,
13
dude, you can
points.
use more.
That's
Yeah.
25.
So real quick for Cody's, a long rest you get all your health back and you get all your hit die back. The stuff you use during short rest. During a short
Yeah.
rest,
Oof.
you can use as many die equal to your class levels. For example, you have 5 fighter dice, so you have 5d10 to roll if you want. You also have a bar dice, which is a d8.
Okay, well, okay, I didn't know that. So, that's one fighter. That's 2 net
My
one.
guy.
Well,
Oh,
you have
that-
3 more. You have 3 more fighter.
Roll on him getting
Nice.
more hard levels so he gets
Alright.
Song of Rest.
I don't have that ability yet.
I know, so roll on getting more bard levels.
Oh, trust me. After I already have that plan. So that's 18 plus 30. Let me keep my
I'm
math
now
up.
decently healthy again. And more importantly, I have my spell slots back.
Okay,
Nice.
let's see. I have
I'm
so
a
I have,
warlock.
I have 2 more fighter.
Oh my god!
I'm cursed.
This
is- so I-
this is insane.
It's the last fighter dice I can roll.
You have a d8.
Will Wheaton?
Well, I have 1 more fighter dice and then I have a D8 for
Alright.
Bard.
Alright, you can't
I
go above
see
your hit.
another nat
You
one.
can't get above. You can't go above your hit point maximum. Just as a reminder.
Oh, yeah, trust me, I'm nowhere near that hit point maximum.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh my god! well,
Yes.
wait,
You're gonna get cursed.
I have one D8.
is it wrong that I'm kind of hoping it's in that one just to keep the cycle going?
Wow, these
Oh my
ones.
god!
Oh my.
Okay,
6 more.
six more. Okay, but point being, okay, so you heal for that amount. All right, so
I'll do mine as well.
as you guys are resting, Lipia and Celica, because you took the time to listen, in the distance there is a movement. Like, imagine the sound of crystal cracking, but like in short spades.
So scared for the bed. That's
With your 25, 25, 26, with your 25, you can tell that these are not terribly big creatures. They are big, just not as big as, like, what they could be. You can tell that they're quadrupedal, like, they're working on 4 legs. So you can hear, like, with every movement, there is, like, just the sound of something else pressing.
Lipia would have of them ears swiveling
Yep.
a little like.
Yep, you hear that. Celica's the only one who hears that. It's a quadrupedal creature.
Hey, Silica,
That
do
was
you hear that?
Because from what I can pick up, it sounds like a quadrupedal creature. Or multiple of them, that is.
Right.
Every time they move, it sounds like something's scraping up against them, so they may have some crystals on them or something of the sorts.
Could be. Could be. We shouldn't stay here much longer. We need to keep moving.
Alright. I assume everyone would like to stealth.
Yep.
Yes.
Armin's Pass Without Trace has run out at this point, by the way.
Yeah, it's been an hour.
I have one more second level spell slot that I could use for Pass Without Trace. If...
Oh.
Decide before I roll. Also, fuck
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really use it for much else, at least for now. I'm gonna use Pass Without Trace.
Alright,
I've
everyone.
used mine, but
Your spells are a little more needed for
my!
things.
Today's good day for me.
17.
Oh, shit, 38.
Well, it looks like that's gonna be my kind of day today.
30.
Alright. Keep in mind, that
Okay,
is
you are.
17, dude. Just don't complain.
Jeez.
That's
I know.
Jesus.
I'm just seeing what's coming my way, probably.
Alright, so you guys are pretty stealthy. Move yourselves on the map.
Do do do
Oh, we
do.
would probably be up here when we started using Pass Without Trace, but
What's this? What's this?
Fuck.
fuck.
Oh.
Fuck.
Keep together, because the only way Pass Without Traces works if you guys move together in a group.
Yes.
Anya, make sure
Yeah.
to move your token.
Follow the living heater.
I shall
Send-
follow the living heater.
Alright?
Keep moving.
You guys
Alright.
move. Again, Celica, Lipia. Armin and Anya, with your Pisces passive, you guys are getting to hear it as well.
My passive is currently 17.
You would hear it as well.
Is a soft 20.
We need to keep moving.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
keep.
know. It's some kind of creature that's on 4 legs.
Alright, you guys keep moving.
Armin real quick, he says to the group, stay close, watch the walls. That black pudding was in the walls the last time. Keep on your guard.
Alright, as you guys move forward and go to the next part of the map, I would like you guys to all roll me a perception check.
Perception.
I'll get advantage with hearing and
14.
smell.
Alright, well, you would actually get advantage on smell.
Ah.
I'm gonna DM you something real quick for smell.
Alright, we'll move up this way. Just
Okay,
snort.
so 14 is the highest.
Yep.
Alright.
Anya will start marching up ahead.
So Armin is the only one who noticed this.
That sounds about right.
Anya does too. Because of smell. As you do, you see on the wall this creature. It stands a good 12 feet tall, climbing these walls that you can't see the top of.
To get line of sight, we'd have to be about.
Yeah,
here.
I'm assuming you
So I
guys are here
assume-
because,
I assume
yeah.
we're up here when
Yeah.
we see it.
But anyways,
I don't like it.
it has this weird beak mouth with these white void eyes. Its body is this purple, like with crystals growing out of it, with these 4 claws at the bottom. The best way I can describe this, think of it like an aberration centaur, but with a dragon half instead of a horse or a bull
Yeah.
half.
It also happens to have a beak.
Yeah, like I said, it has a beak.
What is that thing?
Its
Crystals
face
are
makes me,
growing out of it.
its face makes me think of Darksider.
Can we roll any sort of nature check to
Sure.
discern what the hell that thing is?
Okay, let's all give it a try, guys.
17.
Natural
That's
20!
20.
Oh!
Okay. Okay.
Oh!
Celica, roll your nature to see if you can.
Hang on. I'm rolling
12.
with guidance.
So the DC for this was 20.
Ooh.
Armin. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this in Anya's perspective. Anya, these creatures are the guardians of the big scaled winged folk. Like, you've heard about them in legends. They are very powerful. Creatures who are not from the realm of the spirits invaded, but the winged scaled creatures destroyed them. And as penance, they turned their remains into their servants. Armin? These are gem stalkers.
You made that sound very ominous.
Basically, we turn out 20 because you pass the DC. When a certain type of dragon kills an abjuration-like creature, something foreign to this realm, the dragon, if it's powerful enough, can reshape these creatures into guards for its lair.
Oh.
Interesting.
The dragon
Gem
fly.
stalker. Huh?
Yep.
And it's purple. Is the picture match up? Is it purple like
Yes, these are amethyst crystals growing out of it.
These things.
Armin looks around the corner, he sees it, he says,
That is a gem stalker. It's a
Stalker?
it's a monster that's a servant of a certain dragon. It's not of this world,
If that's the case, then.
Celica's gonna
But
write
it's
that
just-
down.
but it's a servant of the dragon.
Hmm.
Problem is, if that's here,
And there
it's gonna
must.
Where's the dragon?
I don't know.
Also,
My
keep
guess is that
it's a powerful dragon that could turn into these things. By the way, I want to preface this.
so he says,
powerful dragons, only powerful dragons can turn creatures into something like that. And given these crystals, as he's looking at the floating crystals in the air, my guess is that everything here is a regional effect of a gem dragon. one of
You don't know what those
incredible
are.
might.
or I don't.
Dragon. Remember,
My bad. Forget I said gem dragon then.
Mhm.
This is a regional effect of a dragon, one of incredible power.
Thing.
It sounds scary.
Like
Done.
this.
oh, and by the way, you know that beak? It's not a mouth. There is no opening.
Oh. Creepy.
There's no opening.
Nope.
Ominous.
All right. So how do we go about this? Do I? If they're servants of a dragon, I don't suppose we could. Conversing with it would probably be a very bad idea.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Can anyone
It's a guardian, so it would definitely see us as intruders.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well,
Let's think about this for a sec.
It's on the
before-
wall, by the
before we-
way. It's like 80 feet up.
Feet-
yeah.
That's it.
It could any. I mean, if we try to talk, I don't know if I'm talking to it. The thing's not gonna listen. Probably.
Everyone, all right. Let me see what I got in my inventory. Maybe something. I don't have any. I don't have anything that might appease it.
Well, it doesn't have a mouth, I might add. So before you guys think of
No.
food, it does not have a mouth. Like that beak, there is no opening.
I'll be right back.
Aww.
I mean, if you guys want to talk to it, it's That's your guys'
I don't want-
discretion.
Does anyone even speak a language this thing could understand?
I wouldn't know
Armin?
if it speaks Draconic, does it?
It does not speak it, but it's said to have understand it.
Hmm.
Actually, with that 920, I'll give you this as well. Anya, you don't know this, but Armin, these things also are telepathic.
They're telepathic.
Yep. You're not sure how far it goes, but
It smells like the furless I met in the dens before.
What do you mean? What dens?
The dens where we were at.
Are you referring to Juleton?
Mm-hmm.
You met
I bumped into Furless. Really smelled like magic. It smells like him here.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh.
we maybe we could do something with this.
Maybe that's
Because
the
you can say that
Right.
you've encountered a dragon. It might not be the same one, but
Oh
I'm
god.
saying that out again. I'm saying that out again. But he goes,
I don't know. We could gamble that it's the same dragon that you met. But
dragon.
Yeah. The winged beast we saw at one time.
Oh,
yeah,
but
that's
he
the
looked like Furless.
Uh,
He was
He
Furless.
would-
He smelled magical.
would would I know that dragons could turn into and shift
nature check.
right?
Because you
we
guys
all
haven't rolled for. Yeah, you can all roll a nature check.
19. Damn.
Oh!
20, Limpia.
Very powerful ones. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Ancients are the only ones known to have that ability. Roderick, you guys avoid dragons, man. Like, you kill them. Like, who cares about what they can do?
You're frustrating.
But
Okay.
yeah, in terms of what can transform
That's 19,
into
correct?
a humanoid, yeah, even Anya, you know this. You've known that scaled wingeds have been known to walk as wolves before, or furless. With most dragons, has to be an ancient, adult at the worst.
Here's the thing, though. From what I remember of dragons, I have actually heard that ancients can shift forms, adults at the worst.
Like at the best for you guys. Like the best case scenario, this is an adult dragon.
Hopefully,
my
this
gue-
is an adult.
my
not an
guess isn't that if it's a dragon, considering that Gemstalker is over there, there's could possibly be a regional effect of a dragon. My guess is that could be a dragon that you have encountered in Juleton.
Potentially.
There's a possibility, but
It's beginning to move to the side. It's not moving down, it's just moving horizontally.
But let's just hope it's an adult. It's an ancient.
This is also assuming the dragon is hostile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ignoring the age. Let's just hope it's friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like us, like you guys are assuming it's hostile. Like
If it is,
there
if
is
it
no
one-
you guys don't know what kind of dragon you're dealing with here. Gemstone dragons, effectively, you guys don't know they exist, and even if you did, there's no guarantee that this is one.
Armin looks at Anya, and he says,
What was this furless that you met? What did they look like?
They
Did you get a name?
no. But they look like human
Oh.
and had violet hair.
I have his name written down
Violet
too.
fur.
I know his name.
problem is I didn't get his. I didn't.
No, I have it.
She doesn't. I know she doesn't.
She doesn't remember. but I have it written down.
Keep it quiet for now. Just
I
no matter.
know.
But anyways, all right. So with that, how do you guys want to approach this? The gem stalker is seen to move horizontally.
We just
I have so much. I have so much
hope
knowledge. I can't
that
help.
Is there anyone else besides me in this party that can speak the language of dragons?
no.
Omen shakes her head.
He just like his eyes just kind of scan the whole party.
I don't believe Celica does. I'll double check.
Celica probably wouldn't because she tried to find out that scroll of. Fine.
Yeah.
All right,
Scroll of-
Anya, do you speak Draconic at all? Even though I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Yeah, Armin, you're the only one in this party who does.
You're the only
I just
person who can help.
wanted something, but I can't say it. I just realized something because I was like, I said, yeah, I don't think Celica does because she asked Armin to read about that scroll of draconic gift.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
Armin does have that
yeah.
scroll. Anyways, however that being said, how do you want to approach this?
He looked. Okay. Here's what I'm suggesting. We do approach it cautiously. Anya, I'm gonna have. Here's what we have that might work for this. Anya has met a dragon with violet-colored hair and violet eyes, similar to the crystals that are on this thing. I presume.
Yes, these are amethyst crystals, actually.
Okay,
No meta.
They're pretty. Amethyst crystals are pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But Anya says that she has met someone who smells the same as this gem stalker. Celica has a draconic scroll, a scroll of fine pseudo-dragon familiar. But
That could
not
help.
here, so
Use that as a last resort, I would say.
Use
'cause
that as a last resort.
Jacob, are you here? No, so
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say Celica should reveal that unless this goes downward. Anyways,
Well,
so
I mean,
that'll be a last resort. Celica would reveal that if, for any reason, we are not able to get in this good thing's graces, because it would be inconvenient to try and fight this thing.
yeah, because it looks fucking strong.
all right,
It's meh.
Okay, everyone,
2 level 6 characters, however.
let's approach cautiously.
Okay.
Keep your weapons. Keep your weapons sheathed. Armin says, "We will approach cautiously. Keep your weapons sheathed. Do not attempt to show hostility. We will try and pass by. Reason with it if it shows any signs of aggression that we are here."
Omen nods.
Okay.
And then he looks at Celica and says, "If for any reason, this is a gamble." He looks at this. He gestures towards the scroll that's in her bag. Use that as a last resort.
Assuming Jacob's not here, they nod because they are they. And Anya, are you willing to approach with Armin?
Yeah, she'll approach on all fours at his heel.
All right. You guys are not being stealthy.
No, they're going
Yeah.
to approach cautiously.
As
though.
you do, the gem stalker looks at you.
He's just standing there. He does not have his. He has his hands up. He has his hands
Persuasion
up.
for now. Anya with advantage because Anya is technically giving you the help action here.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
16.
It is not attacking you. Just it's like tilting its head. Like, huh. It doesn't
said-
look nice. Like, there's no way this creature can have a soft expression, but it's not
No,
attacking.
Is it?
He
Sorry. Is it doing the puppy confused face?
No, it can't. It literally can't.
It doesn't have a face.
It doesn't have a mouth or face. It doesn't have eyebrows. It's just that's just how it looks.
Armin's got his hands up, and he towards his up against his shoulders, and he begins to speak in Draconic.
Is this mountain the lair of your master?
You hear a voice in your head, Armin. Trespasser. Foreigner.
We are not hostile. We We were told to go. We were told to find something at the top of the mountain.
Anya, do you do
Well,
anything
I
to
don't-
help him?
We came in peace to find help.
Okay, I will technically do the help action. Your tone doesn't indicate violence, so that's how I'm ruling it.
Okay.
And
Natural 20.
Okay. It looks at you, it looks in your eyes. As you do, you can almost smell like that really weird stench when like crystal is being cut with like a saw blade.
I know from experience what that smells like.
Yeah.
it's not
It
pleasant.
looks into you as you see the distance, its eyes are just white, devoid of emotion. As it just looks into yours, towering over you. It turns around. Follow.
He just like
You hear that in your
looks at the
mind.
rest of the group. He just looks at the rest of the group. He just like tilts his head towards it, saying, "Let's go."
Okay, we shall follow.
Yeah, we'll follow.
And he says,
You
he
follow.
just like gives you the look of keep your weapons in their sheaths.
Duh.
Alright, so congratulations, you guys have bypassed any combat encounters you would have here.
I cannot believe that worked.
I
So,
was scared.
as it does, I'm gonna reveal the whole map now.
Ooh.
It leads you along this path where you see more crystals. Again, they have all shapes of form, and again, a lot of them are just hanging in the air to
Oh
find.
shit! There's like 4 of them.
Actually, more.
Oh no, there's more on the other side.
Out of character, what's the R of these things?
You don't know.
Oh, there's 5.
Yep.
Is that a
Alright, what
river?
did I miss?
Armin has successfully negotiated your way through this part. I'm gonna drag your characters where you'll be on the map.
Hey, that river seems very familiar. I could have sworn there was an arbaleth in there.
Yeah. You guys approach this way, and as you do, it looks like here you see 5 gems in particular placed. 5 gemstones. From left to right, where this crystal-like bridge is blocking your path, you see.
Oh, is this puzzle number 3?
Here's I'm working on something. Okay. 5 crystals.
1 second. All right. It's a dungeon, man. And from left to
I'm
right,
not-
you see a topaz crystal, an amethyst crystal, an emerald crystal, just a generic looking, a topaz gem, an amethyst gem, an emerald gem, a crystal gem, no Steven Universe jokes, and a sapphire gem. Left to right, they are floating the exact same. Like, there's like no difference as where the height is. You can all reach them to touch them.
Topaz, amethyst,
Emerald, crystal, sapphire.
At this point, the gemstalker leaves you.
I mean,
It's just 5 crystals floating in place.
Yep.
Is that all correct?
Yep, topaz, amethyst, emerald, crystal, sapphire.
Man,
Well,
we better not
No
see any-
Googling, no searching anything up. You guys
Yeah,
had to figure this out.
Man, we
Okay.
better not see any environmentalists in here.
But yes,
I mean,
those
here's-
crystals are floating. They're approximately 6 feet off the ground.
I mean,
Okay, so
the quick assumption is amethyst, but I don't feel it's right.
Anya, can you get anything from them?
Anya, don't bother rolling. They all smell the same.
Mm,
Slight differences, but not enough to warrant any like genuine like thing out of you. For the most part, they are the
Snip.
same.
She snips all the stuff and she's like, mm.
Armin will have everyone step back around like the corner over here.
Probably an idea.
yeah.
He says,
I'm going to try something here.
Okay.
I'm going to touch the amethyst gem.
Alright.
This is probably going to end terrible.
All right, you touch the amethyst gem.
he just kind of just gingerly touches it.
As you do, it lowers a foot down, glows red. You're gonna take.
I think
Oh,
I
boy.
Oh my god, it can't be dealing with what I think it is.
Up to you. It goes back to its original place, and as it does, you feel this surge of magical energy through your body. You're gonna take 10 points of force damage.
It's
Okay.
probably
Ow.
like CR.
Guy, no, guys, listen to
Hey.
me. Look at the map.
I'm now I realize
Top
that.
left. There's 5 gems over there. I'm assuming the purple is amethyst. We have emerald in the right. We have topaz up top, sapphire in the
To the
on the
left.
corner, and then in the center is the crystal.
You're right.
Oh, I looked around the map this time because I knew it. I knew something was gonna deal with that shit.
Okay.
The
So
second I
Um,
scrolled out, I saw that. I was like, "You're right."
But yeah, the amethyst
Uh-huh.
returns to its original position. Roderick, what would you like to do?
Fuck. Let me see. So you said it's topaz, amethyst, emerald, crystal, sapphire in that order.
Yep.
The
Left to
crystals
right.
in the- So we have topaz is up top, amethyst is at the bottom.
No, they're
Emerald-
all together. They are all together. It's just a left to
I'm
right
going to
order.
the map.
I'm talking about on the map.
Okay.
So we have topaz is at the top, sapphire's in the corner,
Seen this when we came in, correct?
Yep.
emerald is in the corner.
My suggestion would maybe doing it on the 8 o'clock. We try topaz first.
Oh, but the problem is the crystal's in the center of all 4.
That's the
Rod-
last one.
No, wait.
Okay, let him
Mm.
decide for a sec.
I don't think it's just one that we have to press.
no,
Well,
I
you
think it's
tapped
got
it.
the-
Armin, you didn't try to pull. You just tapped it, correct?
He just tapped it.
Okay, then that's all there is to it. I can't say any more until you guys try certain things.
Maybe we need to make it into the same shape as that.
All right, Roderick, do you try to which crystal do you try to move first?
A crystal?
Okay, you try to move the crystal. As you do, roll me an athletics check.
Son
Like
of
you're
a
not you're
whore.
trying to move it from its position, correct?
Oh, okay. Yes.
All right, roll athletics.
20.
As you try to move it, it does not seem to be budging at all, as if it's stationary. When you let go, it lowers 1.
Okay.
Does
But
it do
did-
anything?
Did I get hit?
No, it just lowers 1.
Oh, this is the CR rating. It might be the CR rating because the crystal,
The
crystal-
It lowers a foot, yes.
crystal, I think, if I remember correctly, is the weakest out of the dragons.
Oh
Out of
God,
the dragon.
you're right.
This is not the one where he said meta knowledge is allowed. That.
Well, okay, let me rephrase. I said you couldn't look it up.
So then if it's
I
crystal,
don't have any sort of knowledge
Okay.
of that. Is the
I have
problem?
no
At
idea.
least-
So
Alice, you're gonna be the one that's gonna be able to help us the most in this.
All right,
Okay,
so
I know the crystal's the weakest, and
Crystals,
between sapphire and emerald are the strongest.
so then should we do?
So my
topaz
assumption
next?
is crystal, topaz, amethyst, emerald, and sapphire
okay.
in that order,
oh,
Should
From-
okay.
from weakest to strongest.
do you want me to do it just in case?
I'll do it because I have the most health.
Okay, and
Okay.
all right, so you touch topaz next.
Okay, yeah, crystal, topaz,
Okay, you touch topaz. It lowers another foot. It lowers a foot. Correction. So it's now 5 feet in the air. All right, next
amethyst.
you touch amethyst next.
Yes.
As it lowers, you're gonna take.
Okay.
It's not amethyst.
Okay,
Maybe
well, I got
it's
the first 2
emerald.
right.
13 points of force damage as all the crystals reset again.
Okay.
God.
Okay, hold
let
on.
me-
13, 1, 2, 3.
At least we have the first. Two
Okay,
digits.
so
touches the crystal.
don't do that. Don't
Okay.
do that because
Wait,
you're the
wait,
weakest.
Okay,
you're wrong.
okay,
wait,
it's already been
wait.
declared. So real quick, it lowers 1.
Crystal?
It doesn't glow anything. It just lowers.
Okay.
Roderick, what were you
Uh,
gonna say?
I'm thinking. Don't mind me. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I actually might be able to help this time.
He touches
Still-
the topaz.
Okay, it lowers 1.
She touches the emerald.
Okay. It lowers 1.
Okay, then she touches the amethyst.
You touch the amethyst, you're gonna take.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
I
I'm
sh-
the
Strongest.
strongest.
17
I
points of
knew
force
it.
damage.
Can Roderick do it?
Okay, real
Please?
quick. Lippia, as you touch it, boom, and all the crystals reset again.
Okay.
There you
Roderick, you said you wanted to tap. All right.
Yep. Crystal.
Okay, you tap the crystal once. It lowers a foot. It's now down to 5 feet again.
Topaz.
Okay, you touch it. It's lowered down to 5 feet.
Emerald.
Okay, you touch Emerald. It's lowered down a foot. It's at 5 feet.
Sapphire.
You touch it. It lowers down a foot.
And
Emerald.
You touch
is an
Emerald
emerald?
again.
No, no, not
Okay.
emerald. No, sorry, I misspoke. I meant to say amethyst. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It was
as
a-
you touch it, it glows red again. You're gonna take.
Fuck. Wait. Do we need to
11.
pull- Do we need to pull the amethyst out?
You
It-
saw with the
oh,
crystal, you
so?
couldn't move that. The crystals
That
reset.
was
They're
all
back at
fine.
6 feet.
That was all 5.
so
You're on the right track. I'll give you that. It's just you're applying the thinking of this wrong.
What
Well,
else are we supposed to do? We've tried the We've got to the last digit of the combination, and then it went. There's no other one to press.
Maybe. Here's the thing. It lowered down a foot. Maybe we have to press them again? And then
Wait,
Maybe-
hold on. So you said they're 6 feet high.
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so I'm going to touch Crystal and bring it all the way to the bottom.
Okay. How many times do you? All right. You bring it to about a foot off the ground. You tap it about 4 times for this.
Yeah, 4 times.
As you do, it glows a blue color.
And then I'm gonna do the same thing with Topaz until when it's 1 up.
Okay. How many times
So
do you tap
I tap
Topaz?
I tapped the crystal one 4 times, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna tap the Topaz 3 times.
Okay. As you do, it glows. Do you try
Ah,
to tap it again?
son of-
Do you try to tap it again, or do you wait?
I
Oh
would
wait.
be-
After you wait like 5, 10, 30 seconds, it glows blue.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh
then
my
do the same thing with the emerald.
All right. How many taps are you
Except
giving
I'm
the
gonna
emerald?
do twice.
Okay. As you do, it lowers. Wait 30 seconds. It glows again.
I'm gonna do the
Then-
same thing with Sapphire.
Ah,
I'm gonna do it once.
Okay. As you do, 30 seconds. It glows blue again.
I'm not gonna touch the amethyst.
Another 30 seconds. All the crystals glow. They reset to their positions, and that crystal bridge in front of you parts.
oh my god.
You
I
assumed
was-
that you only could touch it once. That was your assumption.
yeah,
but
we weren't sure.
Okay, at least this one wasn't as hard as the as
And I actually
the
was able
that
to
equals
help.
1.
I never said it was going to be harder. I said that one was the hardest. This one was a relatively simple one. It's just you guys had to apply thinking of, do we only touch it once? You guys were on the right track.
yeah, I was at least happy to be able to do something.
All right.
Same
Got the
here.
order out, at least.
All right, so do you guys cross?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you
You
do, you go into you go up, up, until you're in this grand hallway, bigger than you.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, considering our size, that's
One
about average.
second. Is it not?
Fog of war.
Give me a
It's
sec.
up at the very top.
Okay.
Okay.
For some reason, my
Yes.
stream is not. Okay, there we are.
If someone removed the lights, this isn't a funny prank.
It's up in the center shop. You guys approach, and again, all these crystals are floating. You can't even see where the top of this goes. It is so frigid cold up here.
I mean,
Well, I mean, we are.
But it is.
I'm fine with the cold.
Yes, you are.
I would be fine as well.
However, I was about to say.
I'm next to the literal heater. I'm fine.
Yep. All right. Next, I was about to say. It's almost like the crystals are almost illuminated on top. It's like a starry view in the night.
Wow.
Whoa.
This is incredible.
However,
That's cool.
let me just show you guys more of the map because you would see this.
Bellica's gonna sit down and craft some of the stuff.
Roll a dex check, I would say, for this.
Oh God.
Do that. Don't do that.
Graph it,
Oh.
as in like she's drawing it.
Oh,
Yeah, drawing it.
Yeah, she's drawing
Oh.
it. Yeah, she's not
Oh,
touching
okay.
it.
Never mind
It's
then.
out of reach. Like, it's like 20, 30 feet up in the air. She can't even reach that, to be fair.
Fuck.
That's a dex save, not a dex check.
Oh wait, right.
And also, remember, you can add a certain spell to this.
I had guidance.
Alright. You're looking to get a 3 or higher.
Fuck.
Ooh.
You know what you're drawing, and that's all that matters, Celica. It's not the best, but it's not the worst.
It's there.
Considering Celica's childish nature, this honestly makes sense.
Yep, but anyways, before you guys are two paths, one to, from your perspective, the left on the map right, and one straight forward. Would you guys like to stealth first of all, and which way would you like to go?
I think my pass without trace would have been up by this point.
It's still up,
We
yes.
should probably go right.
Okay. You want to go this way?
Yeah.
Can I sniff? I want to sniff.
All right, roll perception.
I was like, I'd let the
Advantage
sniff
to smell?
Yes.
sniffy.
Twenty
That
votes.
guy, like, it smells really much like
19.
that guy, but like, it lingers to the right.
32.
It
Upward.
leads to the right.
Yeah, like a trail
Like-
of his smell, like it leads to the right. Like it's super strong
Oh.
here.
She
So we're
goes,
going.
snort, and she goes right.
All right, you guys go right. Before you
Snort.
is another pathway, one with a door on it, and a stone pillar that just
Probably over
goes
this way.
stupid high up. Like you can't even see where the top of this goes.
Can I do the sniff?
But is the door?
Uh, The door? Yeah, it's in the
Yeah.
stone, but it looks like it's a hinge. There is no puzzle to this. All right, as you do, roll another perception.
so basically, just a
Advantage
big
to smell?
elevator.
Yes, advantage. 'cause smell.
25.
It's coming downward. It's going downward.
Okay, so that way.
Sniff, and
Yep.
she goes to
We
the
have
right.
we have Bluff Hunter helping us.
Yep, but anyways, as you do, you see a bigger cylinder, stone cylinder going up. Again, you don't know how high this goes.
No, we go up.
She continued to sniff.
Do you... Yeah, it's whatever's creating that smells on the other side of that door.
She starts scratching at the door.
As you do, the door presses open.
Oh.
Inside, you see in the center this crystal. But more than that, on every row of every story is a grand collection of books.
Wow.
Like, it goes skyscraper high. There are tomes, like, you can't even see all of them.
Celica's gonna go and immediately start browsing.
Before you do, I would also like to say that what you also see in there is a guy in a chair with purple hair reading.
Hello.
Celica, do you still go in?
Celica's gonna go in.
All right, as you do,
Owen is going to grab her collar and try and stop
athletics versus acrobatics. Celica, roll acrobatics.
Guidance.
Can I help?
Okay, no, you didn't. Okay, guys, calm down.
Sorry.
The roll was already rolled, so no, you cannot help. Celica, acrobatics, add a d4.
Why did she get a D4? She didn't cast guidance.
Yeah, she did.
I
She said,
just said.
yeah, she said
guidance.
guidance. And it doesn't matter. 21. It does not matter. She just gets through your graphs.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys have effectively broken stealth. Real quick, before this guy says anything, Celica, there are books in languages you don't understand. They are varieties. Some are made out of oak. Some are made out of are carved into stone. You have never seen this collection of knowledge. And then you hear from the guy in the chair, "I'd be careful. Guy who runs this place isn't here, but he doesn't like it when people touch his stuff."
Celica, get your stupid ass back here.
Roderick would chase after her.
I'll
Yeah,
make
you
sure
guys are
not
in there.
to touch it.
Is that the
this entire place
guy I met earlier?
is amazing.
Yes.
Can't hear you, Jacob.
Yep.
She walks up to him.
Yes, I heard it. She was saying like this is a major collection. I think he thinks so too. He's just turning the book. He hasn't even looked at you guys yet. Hello again.
She lays her head on his knee.
He pets.
Vast collection of knowledge out in the mountains. Man, someone would really kill to have this much knowledge on hand.
I believe he did at a certain point in time.
Fuck.
Well, I can't exactly say as I blame him.
Right. Well, welcome to the lair of the Amethyst Great Worm. I am one of his, I guess we could call it librarians, Terry.
Okay, I want an insight.
Sure, roll insight against what you think is a great worm.
I know, but wait, real quick. Because okay, you know what? I won't forget I said that then. Just because.
No, you can still roll it, man. There's nothing stopping you from rolling this.
I know, but
Roderick looked over.
It's kind of pointless. It's a great worm.
If it's a great worm.
If it's a great
Yeah.
worm. But that being said, Anya
did go up to him. She
Yes,
mentioned that.
friendly.
He smells.
Hang on.
Yes.
Mentioned that he had violet eyes and violet hair.
This guy does have
That's-
violet eyes and does seem to have violet hair.
So that's what I was trying to say. He's
Yep.
looking at that. And he's just
Yep.
like,
Now, usually the great worm would typically ask for something in exchange for looking at his collection.
Oh, I see what you've done here.
We actually,
Believe it or not, it's not that.
We actually came here to seek help.
I believe he usually asks for something in return for that as well.
What kind of thing would he ask for?
Knowledge. What do you think interests the dragon? I can't
Of course, an
exactly give you
MacLeod
hints now, can I?
reference.
Actually, believe it or not, I wasn't thinking of Avatar. It was only halfway when I was through building this. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
yo, this is fucking
Oh,
one
I
sheet
don't
on.
think
He who knows 10,000 things.
Keep in mind, this is not a library. This is a collection of knowledge. As in, this guy hoards it. This is this dragon hoards it. This is a hoard. And by the way, the implication here is that every single stone pillar in here also has books.
Whoa. There's a lot of books.
But anyways,
I would trade anything to get this much knowledge.
well, what do you have to trade?
Oh god.
Uh, hmm. Knowledge. Can I roll a history check to see if there's actually anything Celica can offer?
Sure.
I
I'm gonna roll with guidance.
Yes, there is.
Hang on. Wait. 19.
Yes,
20.
there is. There's something that is very draconic that would be very of interest here.
Oh, I know exactly what it's good. Ah,
You have it. Would you like to present
Yeah.
it?
Celica's gonna present the dragon scroll.
He stands up, looks at it. Wow,
Right.
I don't believe this
Happened
has
to-
been in these halls for quite some time.
I happened to stumble across it, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. But if this belongs here, then I would be more than happy to return it.
Legends say that it was stolen from these great collections by a thief centuries ago, long time ago.
Oh.
I guess it probably was the subject to passing of hands as time went on. I've only heard about it in stories.
Remember when we got it?
Morthos's place.
oh
Some
god.
more those.
We
When we found it, it was in the hands of someone called Morthos.
yeah.
He's like, hold on a second. He moves a ladder, climbs up it. Several
Oh,
stories,
God.
I might add. No. Ah, leader of the Brass Collective, was it?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Oh yes.
There's a little bit of an angered annoyance in Armin's face when he brings up Morthos.
From what I heard, they were an up-and-coming bandit group, according to these records. Has that changed?
Well,
Well-
we did kill a few of them.
Ah,
We took a few of them down a peg, but Morthos escaped.
alright, I shall update the records for the master when he returns. He
Also-
climbs down the ladder.
Also, if it's not already in those records, it turns out Morthos is a Cambion.
Yes, that was there already.
Hmm.
What, do you think normal humans have dark vision?
Look to Araman.
I mean, I don't have it.
Not a
Well,
human.
Yes, obviously, he's part devil.
He was looking, yeah, because he says that to Omen.
Yes. But anyways, yes, obviously.
You know that Omen was teasing. 'cause
Yes,
we introduced
yes,
him on the
obviously he's not human. He's part devil. Kind of an inverse of a Cambion when you really think about it.
He's a what devil?
A devil. He's part devil. Kind of the
Oh,
inverse
I-
of kind of the inverse of that, basically. Kind of the inverse of what he is.
Don't call me that.
That's what you are.
Like his eyes are closed.
Out with pride. It will never go away
Just
from you.
don't.
What color is the crystal in the center of this room?
Like a clear white almost.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I must admit, I don't know much about dragons to begin with, but I've never heard of an amethyst dragon before.
Right.
They left. The gemstone dragons left the material plane thousands upon thousands years ago. But as for your gift to me, to the dragon, I am sure that the Master would be very grateful to have this returned to him. You are
Of
free to look
course.
upon the collection as long as you are here. However, you are not to take anything with you. The Master prides himself on his collection. If even one of his many tomes is missing, he will know.
Of course,
wait,
I never intended. I would never intend to do such a thing. Stealing's one possessions of knowledge is rather rude and honestly an insult to anyone who's a major historian or scientist.
I would not tell him that. As I said, it's very likely this collection was not gained without some bloodshed.
Yeah.
I mean, they say some legends say a dragon knows the exact number of copper, knows the exact quantity of its hoard down to the last copper.
You would be correct. A dragon takes great pride in its hoard. It takes many a millennia to collect such treasures, as you can see. For anyone who wishes to steal even a copper from a dragon's hoard, best prepare to face a dragon's wrath.
Yeah. I heard rumors about some dragons.
But I don't think. But I would be surprised if you came all this way for knowledge. Not you, he points to the fawn. You seem obsessed with it. The rest of you. Why are you here?
Half, like paying attention.
Armin walks forward a little bit, goes,
Almond.
We came here because we were told that there was a way to help a couple people with issues that they have.
Well, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm more of a librarian.
he looks at her, he like looks at Lippia, and then he looks at her, and looks at Terry. He goes,
The wolf here has been cursed.
Anya, he walks up to you, like grabs your snout, looks you in the eye, turns you. Seems fine to me.
The smaller one.
He
He
grabs
just
Rook
looks
from your
up.
back. She grabs Rook from your back, looks him over. Still seems fine to me.
and he walks over, really annoyed, grabs Lippia by the back of her collar with one hand, lifts her up.
This one.
Oh, the Inogami. Why didn't you say so?
Leave down! Almond!
Oh,
And he just puts
Yeah,
he just
obviously
puts her
she's
down.
cursed.
Lippia just barks like, woof!
You're an Inogami. There are several biological differences. Your people are more spiritual, hers are more feral biological. Speaking of which, who's a good little rival puppy? Yes, you are. Woof! He puts it back on you, Anya.
Well, it seems like you're very friendly.
She gives Rook nipples.
He plays with you.
Frolic gonna just go looking around the library.
We'll get to your knowledge seeking in a sec, cause Jesus Christ, the things you can find in here. Anyways, he looks at you. So what's the nature? How did you get cursed exactly?
I opened a book.
Ah, devilish then. Particularly a tome. Who exactly gave you this book? What devilish patron would you say they're associated with?
From what I understand, it was from Boreal.
Oh, her! He moves the ladder, kicks up. Lead her up. In charge of the first circle of hell. Oh, yes, her. He puts it back and turns back down.
We never really knew in game what Barial's position of power was.
No,
did
you
we?
didn't. You just heard that she's a ruler of the first circle of hell.
Yeah.
Anya's clueless.
Roderick is clueless as well.
Yep.
He's more
Ah,
staring
yes,
at the
she is
guy's
the
purple
ruler
shirt.
of Avernus as well. She is a fallen celestial. Yes, I am familiar. He looked you over. Appears, based on what I know of her, it appears she has tethered a devil conduit upon your soul.
Oh, what?
Basically, it's a spirit of a devil that basically allows her to take control of you whenever she feels like it.
Ugh, gross.
Ugh.
You remove it.
I mean, I can't grab a soul. It's not a physical construct.
Can it be removed?
Oh yes, why didn't you face like that in the first place?
I love this dude so much.
Armin is,
He's
is
so
just
literal. He's
Armin is
so
just
fucking
visibly
literal.
annoyed.
Yes, there are several rituals. Are any of you particularly into blood sacrifices?
No.
What?
Oh, don't worry.
How much blood?
I don't
would
know.
you
know of blood sacrifices.
Great. I will need a volunteer who may not come out of this.
Wait, what?
I'll do it.
Well, no, you
Wait,
have to
what?
be you. You know, it can't be you. You are the one who's being
Uh,
cleansed.
Armin steps forward. He goes,
I will.
All right. I hope you don't have
Well,
any
before-
relatives.
He
I
said
hope you
a
don't
blood,
have any relatives.
he did say a blood sacrifice.
Oof, oof, oof.
No,
"Wow,
no, no.
you really did a low blow there, Alex."
He doesn't know, man.
At the same time, he
Oh, it's
Armin goes. Armin goes.
For this,
Oh.
I've been hearing her in my head for. most
Oh
of my
well, in that
life.
case, I need 2 victims. I mean sacrifices.
But by sacrifice, do you mean death?
Yes.
How do you mean?
Well, one of the rituals to cleanse these 2 is I need to kill 2 of you, and then the pure sacrifice will cleanse the other 2 of demonic influence.
Is there any other alternative?
Of course.
What's the alternative?
Well,
Victim.
there's another ritual, but it will take at least 12 hours to prepare for.
Oh,
Better than
Okay.
two of us dying.
Fun. I need everyone to listen to this because this does, in fact, influence all of you.
okay.
The ritual is known as the Rite of Soul Cleansing. Basically, to put it in layman's terms, the ritual should purify using the components from another type of gemstone dragon, a crystal to be precise, to imbue your soul with radiant, holy energy. It will feel discomforting, to say the least. With that, whatever form that this corruption in the soul has taken place in will expunge itself, and the victims of such a thing will need to defeat it in combat.
Right.
So what's the catch? There always is one.
You would be correct. Anyone who steps into that circle, it will only strengthen the creature, and you cannot escape it once it is set. If you fail to kill it, it will take control of your body permanently.
Right.
Armin looks at Libya.
You would, in your case, Lipia, you would basically become an aspect of Bariel on the material plane. She would be able to walk and use her power through your body.
Right.
Wait,
And-
so we're gonna have to fight Bariel?
No. It's just the
No.
conduit. It's just the conduits. Obviously, it's not that. But if Lipia were to die, then yes. Well, let me rephrase that. Both of you would need to die for it to take over. In your case, you will just give in to your demonic power and urges and become a monster.
Lippy
Armin
looks
look.
a woman.
There would be only 2 of us fighting it.
I know.
It's manageable. You seem like a capable lot, I assume.
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
Positive.
I mean, this is your choice. I don't really have to be sure.
Then you mentioned another thing that it requires the components for another gem dragon. You said they left the material plane long ago.
Yes, but they are here. What do you think that is made of? He points to the crystals in there.
That's
Okay, fair enough.
So. I think.
You said it takes 12 hours to prepare.
Yes. When
Just
the master will oversee the ritual. He should be back by tomorrow. I can do the preparations, of course.
Okay.
Is there a place that we can get our rest and be at full strength when this happens?
Yes, there's a cave there, cave there, cave there. Bit of cave over there.
What I mean is, would the master have a problem with us getting our rest before this?
No. Why would he? You as long as you
Well-
don't steal anything from him. By the way, I'm just gonna reveal the map because
We
there's no
never-
point in hiding it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would never steal anything from him.
A wise decision, considering that's the only way you would live.
And
Uh,
I
it's
may,
funny.
I may have stolen a lot of things in my life, but I'm not stupid enough to steal from a dragon.
Wise.
Oh, that's so cool looking.
Armin then looks at Lippy and he says, "All right. We should probably get our rest soon. Gather
Yeah.
our strength for tomorrow."
By all means. Now, Celica, what do you wish to fucking research?
Oh man.
You can pick up to 3 topics.
There is a big. Okay.
3
Hmm.
topics. That's fucking.
I bet he has like rows full of shit that you can read. on
Every
one
single
topic.
pillar is a stack of books that go to probably the
Bruh,
just
this
below the
guy's
part
a
of the
Great Wire. How long
Yeah.
did he have to live to be a Great Wire?
over 1,000 years.
That's
Okay.
that has to be more.
Oh yeah, yeah. Again, this goes to the very peak of the mountain, like at least where the next floor is. Like
Which is
this
the
is
peak.
probably
Ah.
100 feet long of books in each of these.
Oh god.
So Celica,
Okay.
what topic would you like to research first?
Okay. So. Celica's gonna go and want to try to research on. I'm gonna DM it to you.
All right. Actually,
I'm
you know
gonna
what? We
be
can go
on
to
the
secrets for this if you want to. If this is easier.
Preferred.
Okay, let's go secrets. Secret knowledge. Secret knowledge. What do you want to look up first?
Celica is definitely going to want to look up the big question on their mind. The history of Calstars and see if they can't find any information regarding,
The other clans.
well, if there's any information available for the other clans, sure, but the main thing is their tribe.
Okay. Roll a history check with advantage because you're effectively helping your action here, man. Like, this is the biggest collection of knowledge possible.
Yeah. This is okay. History check, you said?
Yes,
Oh wait, shoot. Insight.
that's insight. Saw 20. Your clan probably started around 150 years ago, as they are now. In terms of what caused this, in terms of what cow stars usually are, they are the spirits of dreams who end up in a mortal body. Like, they come from the dream realm of limbo. They are the union of humanity and renegade spirits from that. The spirits are known as Kuari. Now, that is why they have their telekinetic abilities, like Dual Mind, like Outer Game, and Resistance Psychic Damage, as well as that Mind Link. However, in terms of relativity to your clan and the other clans, this phenomenon started about 150 years ago when a great elemental, like a great act of magic, whether it be it good or bad, happened in the world. It created an imbalance for a time that shifted the ley lines of this material plane. As such, 4 areas in the continent of Ashana, like, what leaked in was the realm of other gods, and it had an influence on the people there. In terms of your clan in particular, what happened there was, according to this dragon's research, as well as the research, because this is his personal research. What happened was apparently elements of the realm of Inhira, goddess of logic and constructs, formed into this area. It had an effect on the nature around it, making it more metallic like her. As such, the residents there, their biology was altered to where their abilities as druids became more metal-based. However, with that being said, the druids themselves don't seem to be aware of this. He was only able to put it together based on context clues and research in other areas. The dragon knows of ones to the north in Paragua, the kingdom of the elves. Apparently, wild magic from the god of joy leaked into their realm, and thus magic became chaotic, affecting spellcasters there. Effectively, they're a clan of wild magic sorcerers. The other two tribes have yet remained undiscovered because they've been less focusing on what those tribes are, rather what caused the phenomenon in the first place. So that's for that. You are basically, these are elements, foreign elements that have latched onto the soul.
I'm gonna have to go back and stream and type this out later, but
Yes, it's fine, dude.
specified.
Yeah, basically TLDR, your land has been basically like elements of a goddess's realm known as Inherna has left its impact there, so now there's like a natural connection there.
Okay.
Next, what's the second topic you wish to research?
The second topic Selk would want to research. So much information. Let's see. What would be...
I mean, if you want, you could research more about gemstone dragons in general.
Actually, Selka's gonna try to find information regarding that dragon guy that was inside the shop in Jewelton.
Okay, the Dragonborn. So you wish to look up more information on gemstone, Dragonborn, and dragons in general.
Yes.
All right, roll me a investigation with advantage.
Guidance. Oh.
I mean, it could help. It actually would help here, so I would roll it.
15.
So, a lot of these notes are in Draconic, so you can't translate all of them, but here's the gist of the story. The Gemstone Dragons basically left this material plane, like, approximately 8,000 years ago, after the Fiendish incursion upon this land 10,000 years ago. The reason they left, according to the notes, was because they felt no point in interacting with mortals any further. They saw how self-destructive they were, and they felt like they need to isolate themselves from this event, otherwise they would get caught up in their own reckoning. However, the researcher points out that this was a hubristic, self-gratifying line of thinking, because while mortality had their flaws, the Gemstone Dragons refused to acknowledge the strengths of them as well. Hence why this Amethyst Great Worm decided to remain here, as opposed to his brethren.
Okay.
In terms of a Dragonborn itself, that one's self-explanatory. Genetics passed down through the line. They become recessive genes, and occasionally they pop up every now and then. They are a rare breed, however. Alright, and finally, what's the third thing you wish to research?
Okay. We as a group don't know much on the Ashen Wolf, correct?
We do not know. Or they do not know. Investigation with advantage, if this is what you want to research.
Rolling a D100 for something. There's two separate things, Celica. So
What's the other thing?
So Celica would want to learn about, of course, the Ashen Wolf, and the other would be trying to find more information on Larry, or the locations of the others.
Okay. It's up to you. Whatever you roll.
So we're gonna do Ashen Wolf, 50 to 100. The other is 149. Okay then. Looks like it's not gonna be the Ashen Wolf then.
Roll an investigation with advantage.
they're gonna kill me for this.
Natural
Natural
20.
20.
Well, here's the thing, they don't know, but also it is good to...
Well, I mean, when they find out, they're gonna be like, dude, you didn't go for the Ashen Wolf. I'm like,
Well, here's the thing,
"Ah!"
they could also do their research if
I
they
mean,
present
they
again.
could too.
Yes, and also this is important. So with a natural 20, because the DC was 20, there are approximately 6 of these mimics. You already met 2 of them, Larry and the Ring. Apparently, the dragon here theorizes that... Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but hear me out. The dragon theorizes that Larry and all the other mimics, he doesn't know their names, he just calls them the chess mimic, the ring mimic. They all are fragments of a proud warrior's soul. He theorizes that once there was a champion of the gods of Enhina, and that it might have been a living mimic that wasn't evil. However, when he was struck down, instead of dying, he instead split into several different beings, each without memory, but each with a fragment of the personality of what was this warrior. This warrior's name has been lost to time. However, he appears to be a living humanoid-like mimic that fought alongside the heroes of that fought alongside the god champions during the fiendish incursion of 10,000 years ago.
Okay. Alright.
So Larry turns out to be a fragment of a very powerful person once upon a time. He does not know what will happen if they are put back together. It's a coin flip whether they will form the warrior again or if they will pass to the afterlife.
Okay.
So yes, now you know the secret of Larry.
Alright. Head back into general.
Yep. Baroonies.
Longest time I never understood why they called him football.
Alright, so as Selka's doing her research, you guys, where and how do you wish to rest?
We would ask here. We would ask
Terry.
Terry if we are able to set up our cottage somewhere.
A cottage.
I did.
Well, let's see it. Come on.
I did the measurement, and
It is a lot. It is a large area. It would damage some
Dave.
things.
Not here. I double checked it. I'm not. It's not touching anything. It would just fit there.
Alright, well, if it doesn't damage anything, I don't see the harm. However, if something is damaged, you will incur the Master's wrath.
It
Yeah.
covers. He goes. Armin says it covers a 40 by 60 foot area. Do you have? Is there any place? here?
Yes.
I thought it was
Here.
40. Thought it was 40 foot, like square, and then 60 feet.
Funny
high.
enough, across from that room, right here, he points to this one right here. Again, all of you guys tokens. This is where the ritual will take place.
Or is it the room with the giant crystal in the back?
Nope, this room right here.
This is where this is where it's taking place, or
Yep,
that's
where I
where-
just made that
Yeah.
mark. Where I just made that mark.
Okay. All right. So it's taking place there.
So it
Okay,
just fits.
By the way, later when Salka's done with their stuff, they're gonna actually approach the group and speak to them about something.
Alright.
I'm gonna be by the white crystal.
Alright.
Armin will talk to Omen at some
Alright.
point.
Well, we'll start with Selka's thing first. This is a whole group conversation. Selka, begin.
Salka finally returns after after a good hour, hours upon hours of
4
just
hours of
doing
research.
4 hours of research. Salka comes back. Salka runs in. Guys.
What?
What?
So, I managed to acquire information on Larry. Take a
Who?
look at this. Larry, the mimic treasure,
Oh,
mimic
oh,
treasure.
yeah.
I am forgettable, apparently. Okay, I see how it is. I'll find you too.
Sorry!
Let's-
Sorry, Larry, it's been ages.
Let's move this away from Larry, actually.
Alright.
Okay.
Salka will take them aside out of earshot from Larry.
Okay.
Salka will go through and basically explain what.
Basically, what
Yeah,
Selka
found.
explains to all of you is that Larry is one of 6 mimics that, when put together, that are the fragments of the soul of a mimic warrior that was the champion of Inherna that fought in the Fiendish incursion 10,000 years ago. When he died, his soul split into 6 mimics.
Oh,
Interesting.
Herna.
Hey, you want to come see your niece?
Yep.
Oh, she's here? Oh.
Alright, yeah, yep, okay. But anyways, yes, Larry apparently is one of 6 soul fragments that once was a mimic warrior, a humanoid mimic warrior.
That sounds so fucking cool.
Interesting.
Didn't I somehow predict this
Yes, you
some
did.
time ago?
Yes, you did.
How did I do that?
Magic.
I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that's what Celica explains to all of you, that Larry is a fragment of the soul, carrying a bit of the personality of this once grand warrior. Also worth mentioning,
He was a-
if you reunite all of them, it's a coin flip whether it forms the being again or whether they pass to the afterlife. It's unknown why they were split instead of going to the afterlife for that matter. It could be a curse, it could be their warrior spirit, it really does not know.
Does that mean the warrior was as snarky as he is?
Potentially, it's only a fragment of the personality.
So we know the warrior at least had some level of sense.
But anyways,
Well,
but
so
yeah,
you may-
Celica. Yeah, Celica, go
Plus, I
first.
managed. Plus, along with this, I mean, I'm not sure whether or not we're aiming to find the other mimics, but could be useful, could be dangerous. I don't know.
If
But-
nothing else, the soul does deserve. If nothing else, the soul does deserve to be put to rest.
Of course, at some point, yes. The only thing I was unable to locate, find out is exactly where the other pieces are at. So
Yeah,
that
that's
remains
unfortunately a thing of
mystery.
time, because, like, unfortunately that's just scattered to the winds, because you don't know when this was written, and even if there was information there, it might be thousands, hundreds of years, like, you don't know how outdated it is. This is the
Yeah.
truth of it, it's just, you know, those mimics have been scattered to the wind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only thing we could do is try to see if we can even locate them. For all we know, they could be buried at the bottom of the sea. Oh, and I managed to get some information regarding the gem dragons.
Well, that could be useful in future.
That Celica would go through and
Basically,
explain.
after 2,000 years after the Phoenix incursion of 10,000 years ago, the Gemstone Dragons were like, okay, mortals suck, they're gonna get themselves killed, we're gonna fuck off, and the Amethyst Great Worm that resides here, apparently, was like, no, you guys are being so short-sighted. Yes, these guys are idiots, but there's more to them than their flaws, so he decided to stay here.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, they're not wrong.
They aren't, but then neither's
All
he.
mortals will die eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like, but the other Gemstone Dragons, in his opinion, were ignoring the strengths of mortals. Like, they only saw the bad, whereas he saw the good in them as well. Hence why he remained. Hence why he has this collection of knowledge. But yes,
That's cool.
apparently there were 5 sets of Gemstone Dragons. Sapphire, Topaz, Crystal, Amethyst, Emerald.
And we all, and then Omen pops up, and I think we might already know the order of magnitude, just like the 5 chromatics and the 5 metallics have
Yeah.
order of strength. I can assume we've now inadvertently figured out the order of strength of the gemstone dragons, judging from the puzzle we had to solve to cross the bridge. Crystals would be
Yeah.
the weakest, followed by the
Oh.
topaz, followed by emerald, then sapphire, and then finally amethyst.
Yeah.
Celica looks at you, Anya. By the way, Anya, during the rest of the time that we are here, to at least give you the heads up, if you ever wanted to do some research on your own, I happen to spot a few things here and there regarding the Ashen Wolf.
She looks at Armin.
Who is muted, so we can't really get that.
I'm back.
Oh,
My niece
there
is
was
so,
Amy.
my
Celica
niece is
just
so fucking adorable.
yes, Celica just revealed that there were also books on the Ashen Wolf here.
What? There was?
Good. There is. You are able to. I'm sure that the librarian would be more than happy to let you at least do some of the research on the Ashen Wolf if you'd like.
For trade, you hear? Yes, he was able to hear this conversation.
Don't have anything to trade.
Roll
Hey,
a, Armin, with
librarian.
what you just learned, roll a history check.
I've
Librarian.
got
Yeah.
I have a
Okay,
question for you.
You have something that might belong to a crystal dragon. Anyways, yeah.
What would it take
Give
for
you to my
someone-
crystal blade.
What would it? What would a person like me take to become a librarian here at some point?
You would have to be interviewed by the master.
I'll duly noted.
Yep. Anyways,
I want to give up my crystal. Was my crystal sword?
Hey, librarian, would your master be interested in magical items?
depends on the caliber.
Fuck it.
You guys do also have magic items split between you. You never know.
Hey, Almond, you
I've
think
got
he won't
a
this?
wand of magic
Well, I mean,
detection.
I still have that beat of force.
Valorant is Larry an option. I'm joking, by the way.
Fuck
Don't
you.
feel like we're not
Fuck
giving you up,
you.
Larry.
Back you.
We wouldn't give you up, Larry. You're too.
Says the one who forgot my fucking name.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No.
He go.
I swear your
He
voice
goes.
is
He goes like.
Yeah.
Armin's just like,
Shut
I
the
don't
fuck up.
Armin's like, I don't suppose that the librarian would let me find information on the creature that's literally fucking talking.
Depends on what you have to offer.
Could I offer up a broom of flying?
I would have to inspect it. Come here. Remember,
Why do you
ritual
wanna
preparation.
do that?
Yep. Come here, all of you. All right. If you
Okay,
guys
well,
go.
it's either the crystal blade or the broom of flying.
I have a beat of force.
Fucking, I hate you guys. I'm about to do this because it's
Oh,
probably like
God.
extreme value.
Hang on.
I still have a great X that deals cold damage.
Hang on a minute.
Hey, wait a second.
What does Livia have?
I've got a wand of magic detection.
You had to go to the librarian, for lack of a better term,
Oh,
here and
I'll
offer
be
it.
back.
Celica would go with you.
All right. So you three go.
I'm coming.
All right.
I don't want you guys giving up magic items for
Well,
me to find research.
Too bad. Too bad. Their choice. So, anyways, Lipia, you're up first.
I've got a wand of magic detection.
Listen,
Crude,
honestly,
cliche, but effective. It's a good starter.
I have a beat of force.
Lesser, but roll persuasion.
Oh, okay.
oh, wait a minute.
Persuasion. Huh?
Can
Never
offer
mind.
him. Right.
That's already in the history notebook section. Do that.
Well, it's something. It's a good middle ground.
Oh, okay.
If you have anything else, please let me know.
Would I even have anything?
Check your inventory.
I know. I'm looking. I got the freaking potion of hill giant strength.
You can't offer that.
That's a consumable. I don't think he'd take that. That's me.
Alright.
Celica holds up their broom of flying. How about this? Will this cover it?
A dragon has no use for that, unfortunately.
All right, it's
On the other hand,
fine.
on the other hand, it might help you get around the library.
Persuasion.
Oh wait a minute! Hold on.
Wait, go ahead.
What, me
I got
roll?
s-
Or...
Hold on, I got
Yes.
something else. I need you guys to leave the room.
I'm still going to roll persuasion on the room of flying, though. Not with an 11.
It's not mine.
I
to
would
keep.
have offered you, but fuck it.
Well, okay, real
Hold on,
quick,
I-
Celica, what are you offering? As soon as they leave, what are you offering?
Well, Celica's gonna make sure they're out of earshot.
Yeah, we are.
Yep. Unless
Alright.
Richard is anyone gonna try and listen in on this, Richard?
Actually,
I would honestly, I'll try and be within earshot.
All right,
but I don't-
stealth versus Celica's passive perception.
What is a passive?
let me tell you
One.
something not high. It is a 14.
Well, Celica, you think you're fine. Anyways, Celica, what are you gonna offer?
Celica. Oof. Okay. Can I pull you and Armin and you into secrets?
Aw.
Okay.
No, I want to listen in. Fuck.
Yep.
Too late.
Too late. Bye. Okay.
So, I happened to notice during my research on the Calashot kind, there didn't seem to be a lot of information on metallic beings, or at least in terms of anatomy. I happen to be one, and I'm willing to.
Ah, you are one of the tribe of Kalashar in the mountains south of Jordan, near Coopertown.
Yes, I'm willing to transform so that way you can go through and at least do some research of it on your own on one who's in the metallic form, if that is enough to trade.
Persuasion.
Delicate's not gonna use guidance, because, well. Oh,
With
please.
advantage. With advantage, because this guy's
Oh, wait,
also
that's
really intrigued
fine.
by this.
That's
Soft
20.
20. Intriguing. I admit the master has never had a chance to study your people up close.
But that's because we typically try
I am
to-
aware of your people's standard of isolation. This would be a great
If-
opportunity. If you allow me
if
to get
this is-
parchment, I will do this. This is an acceptable
is-
trade.
If this is to help, if this is to help my friend, then I will do it. With that, Celica's gonna transform into a. Yeah, ironically enough, Celica's gonna transform into a wolf.
Alright, as you do, Armin, you watch as Celica's skin becomes metallic.
She has
skin-
shown Armin. She has
Yes,
shown
but no,
Armin the
this is
power
different. This is different. Rather, it grows out of her form, almost like you don't see the blood come out, as her body begins to morph into a metallic construct like wolf.
You hear Celica howl.
A metallic howl comes out of her mouth with like sort of this reverb effect. Armin, you have never seen anything.
He's just
Well,
kind of looking. He's just kind of
Interesting.
looking. Like, he just kind of sees this and he's just thinking, what the fuck?
yes, this is very weird. Oh.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So, yeah. What was I saying? All right. So he
not
begins
ex-
to sketch this, and he begins to look at you. Interesting. It appears
Is
you're
Celica- I have to. Go ahead.
in wild shape. You can't speak, but you retain basically
Well,
your wisdom, charisma, and
I'm wondering if Celica feels any different.
you do not. It feels like normal when you transform.
Okay.
Interesting. Interesting. It appears that in order to compensate your body, the magic in this transformation makes it look like it's coming out of you. And yet this is still flesh, though hard as metallic. Interesting. He begins to sketch this. I'm going to roll a check for him to see how well he can research you. Damn. Okay, he looks at you. After he's done. Alright. I will warn you. Just for you in particular, because I know what afflicts your kind. If you were to step in to the circle tomorrow to help your friends, the effects on you will be different.
I assumed that as much.
I
Different how?
cannot say, for it would influence your actions. The point of this cleansing is to see not only the actions of those in the circle, but those outside.
What you're
if-
saying is that there is a possibility that this entire. Because Celica does have mind links. Celica could still, do this. Celica. So what you're saying is that I have the possibility to lose my metallic form?
What I'm saying is that there are consequences to interfering. If you wish to assume those are, you may. But I wish to make you, above all else, alert to this threat. Your situation is more unique than the others. If you value your friends, and if you wish to interfere, it is your choice. Such effects may be reversed, but it will be difficult. It is up to you on what you wish to do. With that, he continues to the right, and he looks at you. Your friend may research the Ashen Wolf if he so desires.
Right is my go-to transponder back.
Well, you can't speak at this form, but the mind link, yes.
No,
Yes, you
well,
may.
that's
Yes.
through mind link. Okay.
Yes, but yes, you may. With that,
Celica,
Celica, you walk past. Armin's stealth still carries because he has done nothing to break it. And you walk back to the cottage.
it's Cel. You would, Armin would noticeably see Celica has a very concerned look on their face.
Jacob, go back into general. Armin, I imagine you want to talk to this guy in secrets?
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, so Armin, as Celica goes
Armin?
back in, you are left alone. Celt, I know you were listening in, boy. It does not take much. You are quite adept at stealth. However, my old ears know what goes on in these halls.
You have information on the Ashen Wolf.
My tomes do, yes.
May you show me to it?
It is the chamber directly north of where your cottage is. The path there. I cannot leave once the preparations have started. It takes intense concentration to keep it going.
I had a quick question.
Sure.
Would the others be able to hear the?
No.
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 Armin. As he starts to walk, he says,
My wolf friend, the large one, said that she encountered a person in Juleton with violet eyes and hair.
Huh.
And
That's
she said that she said she smelled like the gem stalker lower in the mountain.
I suppose the master's presence is strong. It leads to the lingering odor to your wolf friend. You may insight this.
natural double nat 20s.
Okay. No joke. He rolled a 26. He's lying.
He just looks at him and he says,
Your secret's safe. There's no
It's not
point in
really
me
a
telling
secret.
it.
It's not really a secret. It's more for my amusement. Isolation up here can be boring. With all my tombs, with all those I have seen pass, I will admit isolation does have its effects on the soul. This is simply my way of having fun in my old age.
and he doesn't say another word. He just walks to the one.
I
to
will
the,
say,
which, yep. He just stops.
if your friend does help you, if they help you, the cost that they will receive is greater than any of those who will otherwise step in.
He just like he had his back turned and he just kind of turned his head when he said wait, and he just like looks to the side and he goes,
I'll make sure she doesn't.
It's not your choice. Once you're in that circle, you're isolated. You cannot speak to them. You cannot give them full knowledge. They must react in the proper manner. To influence it otherwise may have unintended consequences for this.
I see.
The ritual of cleansing, of soul cleansing, is about choice. The freedom of soul means the beginning of choice. Okay? Just as it is not the place of those who have corrupted yours to deny you it, so too it is not your place to deny your friend theirs.
he turns around and he says,
The Inugami would be cleansed of the curse that plagues her. And what of me?
We shall see. I would like you to roll an investigation with advantage on information on the Ashen Wolf.
24.
The Ashen Wolf is a primordial, elemental being of great power, akin to a demigod, equal to the Phoenix. It tends to be more neutral in aspects of morality, of the conflicts of man, rarely getting involved. When it does get involved, however, its own survival is at stake.
Own survival is at stake.
And when its own survival is at stake, it refers to everything. The balance. The Ashen Wolf is a being of balance. A wolf can be in a pack, but there's also the phrase the lone wolf, after all. In terms of it, for it to interfere, for it to actually go and choose someone, to talk to them, to engage with them, something must be in the works that could affect all of the realms, something that could upshift the balance that exists within the map of the multiverse. It is a being that
The
maintains
entire
order.
multiverse.
Threatening the multiverse is not as simple as, oh, you destroy, you threaten every realm, but rather you upset the balance. If one realm were to be thrown out of whack, consequences would follow across every realm. If the elemental plane of fire was to be isolated from the material plane, fire in the material plane would be affected, for example. Because you can read Draconic, you get more information here. The Ashen Wolf never acts without a purpose, and never interferes without a purpose. Whenever it chooses someone, it tests them, it sees their actions, it interferes as little as possible, seeing who they are, if it chose right. When it is certain of its decision, when the warrior, when whoever has chosen has proven itself, then, and only then, will it interfere.
Okay. So Armin right now he kind of thinks that with everything, the Ashen Wolf wants to see if Armin is worthy of being that chosen.
It is testing you, yes. It told you, as you recall, it told you it would talk to you when the time is right. It is observing you, it is watching you, if you are its chosen. It is seeing the kind of man you are. And for the paradoxical element of this, you don't know if this will influence it good or negatively, knowing this now.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know if this is good or not.
This knowledge, it has come. You don't know the price, however, how it will view you looking at this knowledge. It just observes. And you don't know exactly what it's looking for either. The book is very specific in that its goals and what it looks for in a champion change from person to person.
He just puts the...
So there is no way to know what you are being tested for. You just have to act as if you would normally, it seems like.
He looks at the book, realizes that he's being tested, realizing that this is probably not something that he should have done. And he just thinks to himself, damn. As he puts the book back in the
there is more
back in the
information in the
group.
book that you can learn about it. Do you choose to put it back knowing this? Or do you choose to let the information end here?
He doesn't know if he's being tested to see if there's more that the Ashen Wolf wants to find out.
I'm not telling you if it's testing you on this or not. You have to make a choice as Armin. You can learn more and I can give you more information, or you could put it back. I'm not telling you which one's good and which one is bad. You have to make that choice right now.
Armin thinks back on what the Ashen Wolf said to him. Thinks that no amount of information is going to make figuring things out or hearing from it quicker. He just puts the book back.
As you begin to walk back to the cottage, information in hand.
He just stops.
That's all you hear.
He just blinks and just continues walking back to the cottage.
You do so. We rejoin the others in general.
Man.
We're back.
Alright, so going down, Roderick, is there anything you would wish to do while you guys get this long rest, like before you guys fall asleep?
Broderick would just like to walk around the place playing his pan flute, be honest.
That would echo like a motherfucker.
And you will deal with it.
Roll a performance check.
Aye, Captain.
Loot, I guess loot check, whatever.
Oh, not bunnies.
Someone did not forget.
You need a DC 20 for something not to happen there. You play a fantastical tune that enchants the halls around you.
Something would have happened if I did roll a 20.
You need, yeah,
Um.
you're in a dragon's lair, man.
Yeah.
You got lucky. Very
Yes.
lucky.
Yay. And then he'll just cook dinner. That's about it.
I like how we still have depressing music.
It's ancient rite. It's basically like mystical. All right.
Yeah.
With that, next on the list, I assume Anya's still gone.
Yep.
Lipia, is there anything you wish to do the night before? Because this is a big night for you.
Yeah, Lipia would just try and get some sleep.
I actually have something I want to do with her. I'm sure when we
Oh.
get into me.
All right.
there is
Before you go to sleep, you hear a.
Come in.
Alicia walks in, notably minus her mask.
Alicia? What's up?
Lipia, I have something I need to say to you, and
Okay.
something I need to follow through on. She reaches into her bag and pulls out the broken hilt of the sword, the pommel like a raven.
Right, yeah.
I had a vision before we left from the Raven Queen.
Right.
As much as I've done for her and she has done for me, I am not her chosen champion. This sword is meant for me.
Okay.
She holds it out. It's meant for you.
Lipia just stares in shock. What? Lipia's unsure what to do. She reaches for the sword and takes it.
It's a broken
Um.
sword, as stated for it's in two pieces. It doesn't
Well,
feel like anything in your hands right now, but it is there.
we only have one of the pieces at the moment.
Right, that's
Yeah.
right. My bad. It's a separate piece. It's like its own piece. Again, like it has the hilt and half of the blade.
I just know that it was meant for you, and so it's only right that I give it to you. And know that, although I am sad that she has not chosen me as her champion, it's my honor to serve.
Someone says, I don't think I deserve to be her champion.
That is not for you to decide.
Yeah, it's true.
She has clearly decided that you are worthy enough.
Right.
It gives you a
I-
hug.
Lipia just hugs Alicia and says, please just call me Mortaza if you are. I should really stop hiding who I am and just go by my actual name.
As you wish, Mortaza.
All right. With that, Armin, is there anything you wish to do?
When Armin would have seen, especially like on the way towards the mountain, in the mountain at times, Omen, have you what has Omen's expression been ever since last session, like as we left Julatin?
What you could see of it, because mask.
I know, but what could he tell from it?
She seemed troubled by something. Her walk was heavier than usual.
He before the night comes and the cottage, he y'all are in the room and he says, "You've been troubled ever since we left Julatin. What's wrong?"
It's difficult to explain.
That reminds me, Omen,
We have-
roll a wisdom save in GM lair.
Okay.
-10.
Oh.
Oh.
This is for a little bit ago. I forgot to DM you. I thought you pressed send.
Hang on.
Hey,
Well,
considering
it
it
was
said -10, I can kind of guess what this is. But...
Nope. Is it GMR or GMR?
/GM roll. And then 1d20, add your wisdom save modifier, but then subtract 10 from it.
Ugh.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
Me being a DM, that's probably a scry spell.
Anyways,
But
continue
anyways,
to.
Armin says,
We have time. What is it?
Imagine someone telling you that you'd look. Imagine that you devoted most of your life to someone. They helped you out in your darkest needs and you vowed to repay them. You gave your life in service to them. And then they reveal that they had grander plans for another that has done nothing.
he just kind of looks down and he says,
You feel that this Raven Queen does not see you as something that you had hoped.
I know so. I've done nothing but serve her, and yet she chooses Lipia to be her champion.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
"Go back."
What the fuck?
Armin and Omen are talking.
Yeah.
She didn't just tell you that you are nothing but a servant to her, did she?
She didn't use those words, but that was the intent I got.
What did she say?
She says I cannot offer you anything.
Maybe because she feels that offering you something will not prove or provide anything truly. Maybe, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Maybe that vampire that you encountered was correct. That only you can choose what you wish to do and what not to do.
I chose to serve her. Do I not deserve at least some reward?
Good dick.
Armin is just ponders, and for a sec he goes,
Maybe choosing what you wish to do. Maybe that is some sort of reward. Not many people not many people have the option to decide what their fate is. Not many people get to decide what they want to do.
and he just gestures to himself.
I am evidence to that.
You're right. Still doesn't make it any less painful, though.
Well, he just he puts a hand on your shoulder.
Like I said to you before, you won't do it alone.
Thank you, Armin.
He just hugs you.
She hugged you back.
As you guys do, and as Omen you go to bed, I need you to make me another wisdom saving throw.
-10.
No.
just regular this time.
Unless you wish to fill it willingly.
Screw it, she's too exhausted to think about resisting.
Okay, I need you in secrets.
Oh god.
Uh,
We're all
give me a moment.
doomed.
One of you is. I left that with a foreboding message. Jake was like, we're all doomed! I said one of them is. One of you is. But anyways, as you do, you find yourself in the remains of a burned castle. Like, it's raining currently. It's the night. This structure used to look, you could probably assume it used to look so grand. But now it's a crumbling mess as you see portraits that are burned, you can't recognize them. And in the center of this entire castle, you can't tell what room it used to be, stands that that same outfit for the man you know as the old lord. None of you understand. Omen. Fury?
I'm here.
Yep.
She doesn't respond.
I saw all of that. She does not care for you.
Helpful hint. Stay out of other people's private.
If I were to do that, I would not know what fate awaits your friend who was chosen instead of you.
Would you know anything?
I said she didn't care about you. Did I ever say she cares about her either?
I have nothing to say to you, Maya.
My practice is divination. I know her fate. I can show you it. I can.
Have I to believe anything of you?
I have not lied to you since the day we have met.
Your kind do nothing but such.
I am not one of them. Not by choice. This ruin used to belong to a great vampire lord in Orrington. Who do you think burned it down? Who do you think killed his fellow monsters?
Why did you still hang on? Just let it go. End it all.
Because I can make life better for those who would end up like me. And to do that, I need power and friends. And I can't have friends if they mourn another's death. He extends his hand out. I can show you what I have seen.
She refuses. You're in control of this place. It's not like I need your hand. Not like I need to take your hand.
It is your choice, Omen. I wish not to import this. I wish not to make a choice for you.
And stop trying to manipulate me.
I am not trying to manipulate you. I only wish to share to you the fate that would have befallen you. The fate that your friend now must suffer through. My practice is divination. I know what awaits your friend.
Do not think this makes us allies.
Do you accept?
Show me.
Do you take his hand?
Reluctantly.
As you do, the vision changes. You're in this Japanese-like village. It appears, it looks on fire. In the sky, there is this great being, this jaded serpent-like dragon creature flying around, killing, spreading misery, killing all henge yokai, from Inugami to Henge to Kitsune, all of them being killed by this creature. On a temple stands Lipia, the Raven Queen's blade in hand. She is bloody, her hands are shaking. She runs up, charges it. As she does, the dragon is wounded, but the sword begins to burn Lipia's hands as her veins are exposed, bleeding. As she places a talisman-like seal on it, she falls. And on the ground, you just see her motionless, eyes opened, unmoving, devoid of life.
Olympia.
She chose to spare you, so you could watch another one of your friends die in your place. I know not what this creature is. I know not what it wants. I know not her role in this. But she dies defeating it. She spared you, so you could watch a friend of yours die helpless.
Omen stands up from Lipia's body, turns back to the vampire. For all your power, you've made a fatal mistake. You've given me exactly what I need.
You think I show you this to torment you? To manipulate you?
No. You show me this because you hope it would make me see your side.
No. I show you this, so you may save your friend. I know what it is like to be damned to the tides of her fate, to be choked and hung on her threads. Should I spare another that fate, I would. You seem to have this impression because I am a vampire, I am evil. Morality is a construct. Those who say what I am is evil simply only see what is and not who is. I do not show you this to manipulate or torment. I show you this to give you a chance that she denies you.
And so be it. However, I can tell you this. This vision of yours was flawed from the beginning.
In what way? You seek to defy that fate to save your friend. As far as I'm concerned, my vision has served its purpose.
The corners of her mouth creeps up into a smile. Your vision is flawed because this situation of events would never come to pass. Now get out of my head.
If you prevent them, then you will do good. If you wish to insight him at any point, you may. He is not lying, believe it or not. He's not the best guy. You can probably tell, like, yeah, he probably has an ulterior motive, but he has not lied to you from the moment you two have met.
Oh, fair enough.
Like, that's
You
the
still
thing.
You're still believing what she's saying, though.
But ask yourself, are these your words, or those implanted in you by another? And with that, he leads your dreams. I told you last session that this was not the worst thing for Omen, that she wasn't chosen. This is why.
I'll be sure to have a talk with Lipia about this.
Go, alright,
Back in general.
back in general. Anya, is there anything you wish to do with your night before we end it?
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Anya, is there anything you wish to do with your
Okay.
night before it ends?
Sorry, I had to double check on what you just said.
I would ask the I would go and ask the librarian some stuff, but I don't have anything for exchange.
Well, you have magic items and stuff, but anyways.
The only magical thing I have on me is the freaking stick.
Your bracers.
I'm not gonna get those off. I don't want to.
So, well, what do you wish to ask it first? If you wish to approach him, ask your questions.
Well, somebody told me that I had to come up here for something
Oh,
regarding to
yes.
my.
I know it. The glaive of the chieftain. Your first clan's chieftain.
What?
A long time ago, he and the master were friends, allies. The chieftain walked up this mighty mountain, clawed his way to the top, and asked the great amethyst dragon, to carve him a weapon, one that could unite his pack. And so the amethyst dragon decided to give it a crystal, forging it into a glaive made out of its own flesh. With it came certain abilities the chieftain used, certain powers from the skin. And with it, the two bonded, becoming friends. It was not to be, however, as the chieftain's first, in his old age, greedy, arrogant, seeking power, killed the chieftain in his sleep with poison. Before he could claim the weapon as his own, however, the chieftain, enraged that he suffered such a dishonorable death, and inhabited the glaive, and with it was brought back here. It is said that only one who the chieftain finds worthy may claim the glaive, and use it to unite their people once more. If I remember correctly, I believe that the traitor's family still rules as chieftain, his descendants still gaining power through underhanded means.
Do you know who's the current leader in the bloodline?
The master kept records of them. I believe their name was... Give me a sec to get notes. Where are you? I know you're in here. I know I put you in here. Garza, the Beast King's right here. We are. Volcazen.
Her eyes widen.
Apparently, he traveled back recently. He found the while traveling in the Fallen Man. He saw them murder another wolfkin about 20 odd years ago. Female, if I recall correctly. That was about the time Anya was banished, right? When their kid died 20-ish years ago?
17 years
My
ago.
bad. Around
About
15,
20
15,
years ago.
15, 17, maybe 20 seasons ago. He witnessed them murder a young wolfkin. Couldn't be older than adolescent. They were already wounded from a different struggle. It whimpered before his feet. He stabbed it in the ribs, killing it. is what I wish I could say. He made it suffer before she went.
You can see rage suddenly form in her face because that was her pup. That was my pup.
I am so sorry. Follow me. Actually, go to the chamber furthest north. I think there is something there you wish to see. She never found the remains of her kid, did she?
No.
I don't
God.
like where this is
Oh
going.
boy.
Do you go north?
No.
Furthest north.
The furthest north cave.
Mm-hmm. Furthest
She
north
will-
area, right here, basically.
She'll
that
go
one.
there
Oh no.
in a slow trot.
As you do, Anya, care to describe to me what the wolf can do with the fallen's remains?
They get buried and they hold a silent vigil for a whole entire day.
As you do, you
And
see
they will bring them crystals and food and other things that they could find and bury it with them if possible.
As you do, you see where the crystal grows, there is ground. And as you smell around, it smells similar. You have not smelled this scent in a long, long time. Yes, I've had this plant for a while. And on there, there is
Oh,
a
no.
single candle eternally lit. You know who you smell, I don't need to say it.
She'll take her old glaive and she'll set it down by the candle.
You hear a message in your head. The master did not know who would come, but he felt to bury her right by your traditions, for the one who saw past the lies of the snake, so they could remember and mourn proper.
Oh, this is.
She'll place down her water skin and she'll place down all her rations along with her glaive by the candle. And she'll curl up nearby, silently weeping,
Oh.
holding her day-long vigil.
Resting on top of this crystal that grows is that glaive. The amethyst glaive of the chieftain.
He doesn't get to reach for it right now.
I am aware. I'm just letting you know what you see. Anya. Rook coughs off of your back. And you just hear the smallest miss you.
Oh God.
Wait, what?
Please
She
tell
loves
me it's
that rock.
not. Please tell me it's
Oh God.
I want you to roll me an
no.
insight check.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Please tell me. Please.
Come on.
24.
As you look in Rook's eyes, you've never noticed it before because you've never had this sense of peace, this sense of eulogy. But you don't see Rook's eyes. Yes, you see the eyes of a pup, but it goes beyond that. Deep, deep in those eyes, you sense a familiar look. One of yearning. One that wished to make their mother, the great huntress, proud.
Oh, fuck you.
Why? Why?
Stop
it!
I had this planned from the beginning, mother effers! I have been waiting patiently for this moment ever since I introduced Rook.
Fuck you, Alex.
Wow.
This is number 2 that you've made me cry.
Anyways, Rook just looks at you. You see those eyes, so familiar to you, yet so foreign by the passes of time. It feels like just yesterday you saw them. As they curl around the grave. A silent vigil, a silent eulogy. A proper rite given to something that was lost and now potentially found.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No.
No.
Can't blame Miguel for trying.
As you guys all rest, revelations revealed. The morning of judgment comes. You all awaken. Anya no longer in the cabin with you. As you all sit down for breakfast that Roderick so lovingly prepares for you. Lippy and Armin, as you all sit,
Yeah.
there's this sense of anxiety. This sense of dread, this sense of longing, this sense of expectations, this sense of disappointment. All these emotions are rushing as it dawns on you both. For you both might be free of this plague that each of you has endured, some longer than others, some more severe than others, but it may come at the end, the light at the tunnel so close at hand. And all the while, you two are just eating a simple breakfast in a cabin, surrounded by people.
Well, I'm
Armin's
not sure because clearly.
Armin's just looking at Lithia, like just looking almost with immense realization that after 30 long years, he could be free, but at the same time, it's
Surreal.
it's very surreal to him.
This is weird.
I know.
Before we do this, Almond, can I talk to you?
He just like looks at the group and he just gestures upstairs.
At this point, Celica gets up and walks out of the cabin without.
As you
touching her
do,
food.
you see this.
Oh boy.
What do we see?
A giant dragon made of amethyst-like
Purple
crystals. Its underbelly lighter
Yay.
crystals, but yeah, it's there. This
Oh, he mad, hey?
gargantuan dragon. Crystals around it seem to float around as if it defies gravity.
Oh, that's cool.
He looks handsome.
All right.
Cool.
Say that
He's a
out loud.
handsome boy.
So,
What?
Olympia, you wanted to speak to.
Yeah.
Speak to. He just he looks. He just says. All right.
That was the moment Alicia notices the huge dragon, she can't help but give a bow of respect.
When you go out, but let's have them have their moment first.
Yeah.
Alicia came to my room last night.
And
She pulls out the sword, the hilt of the blade. Gave me this.
She had told me that the Raven Queen sees you as its champion and not her.
I know that's what she said, but I don't feel right about it. I've only just begun worshipping the Raven Queen, just starting to figure things out and to be chosen as a champion? I don't understand.
Point isn't to understand. Why do you think that I understand why the Ashen Wolf wants me?
No, I don't think either of us really understand.
Exactly.
I just don't think I deserve it, you know?
Unfortunately, in terms of your worthiness, I don't think that's something that you decide. If the Raven Queen sees you as its champion, unfortunately, that's not your choice.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are denying Alicia something that you feel she should have?
In a way, yes. I do. The
I
Raven
don't
Queen
blame you.
came to her when she was in desperate need, but she also came to me when I was in need. I just for the first time you see Lipia turned put her hand over her blind eye.
And what is she doing?
She's just breathing. So I don't deserve. I don't. I. I know we're gonna be free soon, but I got. Don't know how to explain this. Lipia just.
He
sits
he
down.
walks up to you as you sit down. He just puts a standing there. He puts a hand on your shoulder. He says, "Like I said, you're not. Maybe it's not something you're meant to understand, but
Yeah.
for now, one step at a time. Let's go. Let's go finish this."
Rewind me a bit. Celica, Omen, as you two walk out of the house, you see this mighty amethyst dragon. It stands over 40 feet tall, long in width. Like, it's like looking at a skyscraper in New York City. The size, the scale, it makes you feel small by comparison.
Yeah,
As he's,
Omen can't help but bow.
there is no need for that here. You did not bow when you called me Terry.
I knew it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Well,
What
no, because I remember because I have written down that his name is the other guy's name was
I was about
Ter.
to. I got it.
Torres.
My real name, that you may call me by, is Tervoris.
Fucking badass dragon.
Selka, how do you react to this?
Celica doesn't say anything.
Please, all must be present for the ritual.
I haven't seen Anya at all today. No idea
Leave
where she is.
Leave her be.
I was just going for a short walk.
Please return when you do, and if you see Anya, let her be. She has experienced great closure and great sadness within it. With that, you watch as their form apparates, disappears, and reappears right over here. As if they teleport.
Teleportation.
Teleportation.
So just Celica begins walking this way. Alright, up.
Yep.
through
Omen
this
would
path.
do so as
Anya,
well.
how long do you stay there after you wake up?
She's doing her thing.
It's
Her
8 days.
day's vigil. A whole day.
It's technically
No
only
eating, no drinking, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just a silent vigil
Alright.
for a whole day. A full 24 hours.
So she stays there. Alright.
Mhm.
Alright,
That
the
would
rest
be
of you, after you finish your strolls, after you finish it, you all gather there in that chamber.
Where did I go? Oh, here.
right
Yeah.
here. You all gather in that chamber, this chamber right here. The rest of you, you must stay outside. Outside these crystals and the lines implied by them. But he instructs Lipia and Armin to enter the center.
Do this.
He
will
Armin's got all his weapons in hand. Armin's got all his weapons on him just in case.
I will warn. To those who partake in the rite, you may not influence your allies. You must face this, whatever it may be, on your own. You may not call to help for them. You may not deny help. For those who have influenced you, have denied you choice. So too be, you may not deny choice to those around you. To those who stand outside as witness, it is your choice whether you interfere. But once you take that step, once you cast your spells, once you do what you do to provide support to your allies or harm to their foe, you may not leave. You will be in it. The consequences follow what may it be. Are all present ready?
Yeah.
Before
Nope.
he gives her
Armin looks, he says, "No, but when has that ever stopped us?"
Owen, go ahead.
Owen gives her, you two, don't die.
Not planning to.
Armin just turns back. He says, "We won't."
I'm
All right.
holding you to that.
You
Armin,
better not fall in this moment. You both have worked hard to reach this point.
Armin, Lipia. As you two, the crystals around you, these pure gem-like crystals begin to glow with a radiant energy. They create this field around you, this translucent dome that covers the room. The three of you, Roderick, Celica, and Omen, are at the edge of it.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
As you do, you watch as the crystals begin to join in this radiant beam-like energy, attaching to one, and then they cross, entering both of you. You both
Okay.
feel the pain as it reaches deep into the farthest edges of your soul. As it does, the energy begins to turn red as something comes out of you two. This red, flame-like essence.
Oh.
The beams stop. You both feel empty. Devoid of that presence, however, that weird energy, that weird flame, red-like energy begins to form. You watch as it takes a skeletal-like shape, moth-like wings on its back,
Oh.
sharp claws almost drenching in blood as you watch as this, like, for lack of a better term, this bone-like xenomorph with red, horrid red eyes comes out with a sharp, jagged tail dripping with blood.
Shit.
I need both of you to roll initiative.
Ah! That's creepy. I don't like it.
But as it sits standing there, Armin says, "Lipia, I
Yeah?
will keep its attention focused on me." As he pulls his sword out,
By the way, it
Just
sounds like
don't-
a
just
good
stay
12 feet tall.
he just says,
That's a big
Just-
boy.
"Just stay alive."
Big
Right.
boy,
You
girl
both stay
thing.
alive
whatever
too.
it wants to be.
Alright.
Yeah,
You
I
also heard him.
see the-
You also
I
heard him
see the
say.
xenomorph.
You also heard him say, "Lipia, I will keep him distracted."
Yeah.
A bone devil. Ooh.
I don't
It
know
is
what
not-
the bone devil does, but
I have no idea what it is, but it looks
Oh, bones
disgusting.
Alright,
I
now.
mean, I see the xenomorph reference.
Yeah, right. Anyways, you two. Combat with the devilish conduit has begun.
let's do this.
Yep.
1 second. I need to get proper music for this.
While that's going down, I'm going to get a drink real quick. Bye.
Noogie.
Lipia, it is your turn first.
I'll be back.
I'm going to summon my psychic blades.
Alright, you do so.
And I'm going to move 5, 10.
You can't leave the edges of this.
Oh, right, yep. 5.
Yep, remember, you are trapped in here. You cannot leave.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him with my Sergeant Blades. Well, one of them anyway.
All right. 9
Nope.
misses. As you try and stab, it grabs you.
I don't think I can do it.
You have a bonus action.
Yeah, I do. And can we dodge it for damage? Okay. Come on!
As you do, again, it just grabs it. It is now the Bone Devil's turn.
Right.
It's going to attack you.
Yeah.
Well, first it's actually going to move a little bit, and it's going to attack both of you with its separate attacks. First, it's going to cry claw at you, Lipia.
And can we dodge?
Well, if it hits, that's a 14 to hit you.
Matches.
Misses.
No, matches.
All right, you're going to take.
As I said, uncanny dodge.
All right. Well, to be fair, you're not taking the worst damage you possibly could.
No, probably not. I'm more worried about that gnarly looking stinger on its back.
It is a stinger, yes. You're going to take 6 points of slashing damage, cut down in half to 3. Or, yeah, 3. Second attack. That is a 11 to hit you.
That misses.
All right. It swings a second claw, then its tails goes at you, Armin. It's going to fucking try to hit you. That is a soft 20 to hit you.
That is going to hit me.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 17.
You pass, so you're not going to be poisoned. You're still taking the poison damage, however, but you are resistant.
Okay. Oh,
You're going to take 14 points of piercing damage.
Wow, that's a lot.
It rolled pretty high, to be fair.
Okay.
15 points of poison damage, cut down half to 8. Or 7, my bad. So you take... Yep, so you take another 7 poison damage. You would have had advantage on the con save, by the way, for that resistance to poison.
Yes, I know.
It doesn't matter, but yeah.
It doesn't matter. I still got the higher roll anyways.
Yep.
Armin, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna Hunter's Mark it.
Smart.
Right, yeah.
Then I'm gonna run up.
Beat him with a stick.
Lupia, you can start getting flanking on this thing now. I'm up with it.
Yep.
I'm gonna attack with my shiny stick. 26.
That hits.
Alright.
It has not been damaged before, so no Colossus Slayer.
I'm aware. So 14 points damage on the first hit. Second attack. 22.
That
Ouch, at advantage.
hits.
Alright. Gonna take 6, 13, 14, 23 extra.
Well, 100
more
mark
points
damage
of
does proc twice. 100 mark damage does proc twice, so...
I know, it did. So that
Six,
was 5 and 1, so 6.
19,
6,
23
9.
points of damage.
Yep, 23
All
extra
right.
points of damage. Sweet!
Alright,
That's my turn.
as this happens, Peanut Gallery, Celica, Roderick, or Omen, do any of you wish to interfere?
No.
Celica has a very anxious and concerned look on their face. Celica's gonna hold something.
Okay, what action are you holding?
Holding a moonbeam.
Okay, what will proc this?
Radiant damage.
If Armin or Lipia goes down and the other one appears to be doing really bad.
Okay.
Just the thing, you do realize holding a spell only works for one turn, and if you don't cast it by the start of your next turn, it's wasted.
We're counting this a little differently because you guys are not in active combat.
Yeah.
This is something Celica is planning on doing in that moment. So she's not holding the
It
spell.
could happen.
It's just she'll cast it because she's on initiative count. That's how I'm rolling this. Alrighty then. Lipia,
Although,
it is
at least you will make a comment to Salaga and say, "I'm surprised you're not writing. I'm surprised you're not writing this about this thing. Or,
Right,
I'm surprised you're not
just,
scribbling in your notebook about
just
this
Alright.
go
thing."
with flanking.
Alright.
Celica doesn't respond. It's almost as if Celica's lost.
10
the vibe.
misses. You try and stab it, but like its tail just whacks your hand out of the way. 17?
Oh.
That misses as well. It whacks it again.
Oh shit! This thing has a above 17 AC.
This is the combination of both of the corruptions in your guys' soul. It's going to be tough. You can handle it, but it's going to be tough. Alright, it's now the Bone Devil's turn. It's going to claw you, Lipia.
Oh,
That is a
Like,
10 to
it's
hit
on
you.
that, isn't it?
That is a 10 to hit you,
Oh.
Lipia.
Misses.
Alright, second attack. That is a 22 to hit you, Lipia.
That hits.
12 points of slashing damage.
Yeah.
Bone saw is ready.
Alright, you did not uncanny dodge that.
Goodness.
So you're taking the full 12. Alright, it's then gonna sting you, Armin. That is a 24 to hit you. I need you to make me a con save with advantage.
14.
You just match it.
That was close.
13 points of piercing damage, and this is all. The rest of this is gonna be halved.
I'm actually. That actually hurts like a
5,
lot.
12. 12.
That stinger man
15.
is tough.
Cut down in half to 7. So you're gonna take 20 points of damage in total.
That hurts like a lot.
Alright, Armin, it is now your turn.
It was focused on me, so I don't get advantage.
Nope. Plus, like, the rogue does.
Yes, I did!
23 still hits, though, man.
Alright, 6, 13, 24 points of damage
Okay.
for the first hit. Second attack. Oh no!
That's
Oh, no.
a one in the arms of an Armin.
Does a 16 hit you?
Misses.
Okay, it had an opportunity against you thanks to your miss, and it tries to claw at you, but it misses.
Whew.
Alright. Celica, do you wish to have your thing go off?
I'm gonna insights check and see how they're doing.
You can tell physically how they're doing. Armin, how are you doing physically? Like, do you look weak? Or do you look like you can hang in a little bit?
I could hang in a little bit longer.
Alright, Lipia, how are you looking?
I'm a little below half right now, so I'm
I can hang in a bit longer.
Libya can tell that while they're
Okay.
hurt, she's seen her allies in combat before. They look like they can still
Okay.
keep going.
I got a question. Am I able to change what I'm holding?
You have not declared an action yet, so technically yes.
Okay, then instead of Moonbeam, Aura of Vitality is gonna be held.
Okay, that's good to know. Lipia, it's your turn. You have advantage.
I was gonna ask a question.
Alright, go ahead. Go ahead, Roderick.
Does I couldn't give any. I couldn't give either one of them bardic inspiration, could I?
You could, but you'll
No,
have to
that's
risk with the
support.
consequences.
That's the problem. Is I don't want to make it harder. For
Okay
them.
then. Well,
21 hits, by the way.
alright, in that case, 21, that hits. Plus minus 13 HP.
Can
okay.
Celica move up, like, right here?
Sure, you can do that. You're not touching
Okay.
the barrier yet, so you're fine. Alright, Lipia, bonus action, what do you wish to do? 21 hits. You don't get sneak, but minus 6 psychic. Alright, it's now its turn.
Oh god.
It's going to claw you, Lipia.
And can we dodge?
That's going to be a 21 to hit you.
So yeah, that's 12.
9 points of damage, cut down in half to 4.
4.
Second attack, that's another 21 to hit you.
Yeah.
This one's full damage. This is going to be 11 points of damage. And that's going to stinger Armin.
I can't. His
That is a
stick-
10 to hit you, Armin.
That misses.
Alrighty. Armin, it
I'm
is your turn.
sweating, man. I'm sweating. All right, I'm gonna try to hit it. Soft 20.
That just hits.
Plus 2. Shit. Takes. Oh, hot damn. That's some
19
damage.
damage.
19. Second attack. 13.
Misses.
Fuck!
As you hit it, it just
Do you have
backs
any
into a
bonus
claw.
actions? Do you have any curious? Because I don't think I've ever seen you use one. Do you have any bonus actions?
Actually, wait. Oh, that's only 1 radiant. Fuck it. I'll just use I'll use one of my Crystal Blade charges to regain 1 hit point.
Alright,
Better
you
than
regain
what I
1
did.
hit point.
It's better than nothing, okay? I need it.
Celica, at this point, Lipia is looking a little roughed up, and Armin is getting a little heals, but he doesn't look worse. Let me put it like that.
Celica's gonna continue to hold.
Okay, Lipia, it's your turn.
Oh, God.
Focus on me so you get advantage.
No, I know.
You got this. 19 matches.
Okay, it's AC's 19. Good to know. Oh,
Minus 25.
damn.
Good hit.
19 just matches.
Oh,
Another 5. All right,
you guys got
That's
this.
all you can
I have
do.
faith.
Bone Devil's turn.
I would
Uh,
move, but,
Opportunity attacks, man.
yeah, I know that's what the
Guys are
problem
basically
is.
That is a 26 to hit you, Lipia.
That hit. Uncanny dodge.
12 points of damage cut down in half to 6.
Good uncanny dodge.
How are you looking?
Way
How about
That is a soft 20 to hit you.
hit.
You're going to take 12 points of slashing damage.
Yeah,
Lipia,
I'm
you are
down.
down. Celica, do you wish for this to go off
Ye-
now?
With this, Celica runs in there
no?
and
Oh.
summons and casts Aura of Vitality.
Okay, Celica,
With the
I
lucky
need you to
one
make me
now.
a wisdom saving throw.
My
God,
God damn it!
Fuck.
Oh,
fuck.
No, this is actually bad. Celica.
I know.
Okay, so this is happening now. Celica, you feel you feel the crystals hit you. You want first cast your spell. Let's be fair here.
well, Celica's gonna be up
Armin.
here.
Does Armin see that she just runs in?
Yes, but remember, you can't interfere with her decisions.
On
However,
Celica, as a bonus action with this, Lipia's gonna be healing for 2d6 worth of
all right,
healing.
all right. As you cast your spell, Celica. Okay, Jacob, out of game. This is gonna be rough for Celica, but I need you to trust me. Okay? I have a
I'm
I
trusting
planned
with
for this.
everything I got.
I've had a plan for this, so trust me when I say you're not going to be left high and dry. It's just going to appear that way for a bit. As you do, you feel the crystal beams target you, and you watch as this liquid metal comes out of you. Until suddenly it forms into this creature.
Oh God, there's another creature.
You watch as this slim, metallic-like creature with glowing glue aura around it comes out. I need you and it to roll initiative.
Armin just screams, "You idiot!"
Alright, Lipia, you do heal 2d6, so roll that for me. We'll take your guys' actions at the end of the next,
Yay!
You heal for 7, Lipia, so you're back up, but you see Celica and you see this metallic thing facing it.
What are you doing?
Alright, you are prone, however, the devil has...
Saving good at asses, that's what.
The devil does have an arcing attack. That is a 16 to hit you, Armin.
Just misses.
Okay. Omen and Roderick, you watch as God, why me words today? Don't know working. You watch as Tervoyes looks his head down like, I warned them. Alright. Armin, it is your turn.
I'm still focusing my attention on this thing. Alright, try to attack. 24.
That hits.
Come on, baby.
It's gained some health. 14,
I'm
19.
I'm gonna use another charge to heal myself, 'cause that's 7
Okay.
extra. That's a lot. That helps.
Alright. Go ahead.
Alright, second attack. 21.
That hits.
19 extra damage.
It's still up.
Oh no!
I
It's
warned you.
regained some health.
Well,
huge.
I told you that there were consequences to entering, and honestly,
Why didn't you listen?
well, here's the thing. This actually worked out better for you because here's the thing. You don't want Lipia to die here. Lipia dying here would actually be a bad fucking thing.
That's the main reason Celica decided.
Trust me, for as bad as this seems,
died.
there's actually worse things that could happen. Omen and Roderick, do you choose to interfere?
Nope.
No.
All right, Celica, it is
like-
your turn.
Okay.
Damn it. God fuck.
Celica's going to attack the bony guy.
All right, the Bone
With-
Devil.
The chain tackle.
Okay, go for it.
Alright, where's my two? Because where's my two-handed? Alright, there's my two-handed.
All right, roll to hit. Soft 20 hits.
Ooh.
All right, you'll take 7 damage.
With this, Armin. Well, actually, who's looking worse, Lipia or Armin?
Lipia.
Lipia was-
I'm just gonna say Lipia. Lipia's at 7 HP, dude. Lipia's worse.
Lipia, roll 2d6.
Right.
Well, you get 2 HP back. That's the important thing.
Something.
Oh,
Lipia, it is your turn.
Whoops. Yep. Right. I'm going to stand up and use my Psychic Blaze on this thing.
All right, roll to hit with advantage.
I'm nowhere near
20
Lipia. I
hits.
can't do cure wounds.
11. All right. 16 misses.
Yep.
Alrighty then, it's its turn. It's gonna spread the love now. It's gonna first claw you, Lipia.
Where is the love?
Dodge.
That is a 14 to hit you, so that you're gonna take 8 points of damage,
Yeah.
cut down half to 4. Its second attack. That's an 18 to hit you, Armin.
That is gonna hit me.
You're gonna take 12 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
Okay, does a 13 hit you, Celica?
Oh, that matches.
Alrighty then. You're gonna take 9 points of piercing damage.
Oh boy. Okay.
I need you to make a con save for me.
Well,
Technic-
Okay.
Okay, actually, no. Wait, no, not anymore, because of what just happened.
So no con save or con save?
Con save.
Con
I
save.
was. Yeah, con save. You are poisoned for a
Oh.
minute, as you're gonna take 4, 7. Jesus, bad roll.
Oh,
12
right.
points of poison damage.
I need to roll another Constitution save for you, or a Vitality.
DC 10.
Oh, thank God.
All right, you
So
take.
how much did I take from that?
Actually, technically, wouldn't that be a disadvantage because of poison?
Yes. So you fail. Aura Vitality is down.
Fuck.
Sucks.
Okay, you took 1 second. 9, 13 points of piercing damage and 12 points. So 25 damage in total.
Okay.
All right, Armin, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to attack it.
This thing looks really weak.
Misses. Come on, baby.
24 hits.
Come
Let's
on,
get the
come
tournament.
on. Kill it, kill it.
14, 17 points of damage.
How do you want to do this? With exactly what you needed.
Okay, so I like to think that so the stinger swipes past Armin, hits Celica, very full of rage that Celica decided to run in. He swipes at its tail, cleaves its stinger off, rips the stinger out of Celica. As it's reeling back, he jumps up, grabs its maw, slams its head on the ground, and just stabs the stinger right through its head.
All right.
You and I are having a talk after this.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck you too. I'm not letting you guys die here, right?
All right. As you say that, it is now the Metallic Peacekeeper's turn.
I don't know
Or-
exactly what the risk were for this.
All right. Give me a sec. I gotta double check something. All
Oh no.
right. First off, let me just kill this.
Yeah.
Would you like to move? By the way, bonus action. Would you like to move Hunter's Mark to the Metallic Peacekeeper?
Yes, I would actually. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
reminding me.
Yep. Yep. Not gonna happen again. All right. It's gonna move over here, and it's gonna slam into both of you. first, Armin. Or my bad, Selka. That's a 12 to hit you. Does a 12 hit you?
Pretty sure that misses.
12. That misses.
Okay, Armin. That is a soft 20 to hit you.
That will hit me.
This is gonna hurt.
That doesn't sound good.
That's not foreboding.
18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, that hurt.
I did not lie. Celica, it's your turn.
All right. It said metallic, right?
It is metallic, yes.
I'm gonna cast heat metal on it.
Ooh, smart. However, as you do, you notice it doesn't seem very bothered by the fire.
It's immune to fire damage.
It's immune to fire damage.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, fantastic.
Well played there, Celica. I'll give you that one. That was clever.
It was a good strategy, but the problem is this thing in its stat sheet is immune to fire. Alright, Lipia, it's your turn.
Right. I'm going to stay at a distance. And I'm going to throw my psychic blades at it.
Alright, roll the first one.
Oh no.
Nothing
Oh,
bad
boy.
happens, you just miss.
Okay, the second.
Misses. Alright, you throw it, but it doesn't seem to take notice that you did. Armin, it is your turn.
It was focused on me, correct?
Yes, the last attack was on you.
All right. I'll still go over here to give it to hopefully give flanking with one of y'all.
Okay.
I'll make my attacks. This thing has not taken damage, I believe, correct?
No, it is not.
All right. We're stacked. Oh boy.
Oof.
You were just... Okay, 32. Nothing bad happens.
Whew. All right. Second attack. 24.
That hits.
That's better.
8. And you know what? I'm gonna use my
19.
last charge to regain 8 more hit
One
points.
second. 19... 21 points of damage.
Yep.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
That helps like a lot.
Alright. That is your turn. It's now the Peacekeeper's turn. It's not gonna do that yet. Alright. That is an 18 to hit you, Armin.
That's gonna hit, and this is probably gonna knock me down.
Oh, dear.
2. Wow. 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Please tell me you're still up too.
I'm
You
still
just healed
at
8 points.
I just healed 8 hit points.
Celica, I know which one misses you, so with that, that's its turn. It's not going to do that ability yet. Celica, it is your turn, however.
Question.
Oh, great. That.
Omen turns to... What's his name? Dragon.
Yep, Tervoris.
Careful.
It's just general encouragement with no magical effects allowed.
As long as it's not magic, no affects the threads, it is fine.
Omen just calls out, "Come on, the three of you, stop fooling around and end it!"
You think I've been doing?
Alright,
And try harder.
Celica, it is your turn, like I said. Celica?
Celica.
All right.
Okay, I know that was you rattling dice in your hands, but it sounded like you were brushing your teeth.
No, dice, just dice. Anyways.
Moonbeam.
Alright, I'll roll con save for it. La da dee da da dee. Motherfucking 4
I'm
plus
gonna-
4, 8.
I'm gonna upcast it to 3rd level.
Well, it fails with an 8, so roll that damage.
$14.
Well, 15 actually, because you get extra damage because of the upcast. So,
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
yes, that is good damage. It's looking a little rougher. Lipia, your turn.
Yes, yes.
24 hits. Okay, that hurt it.
Shot.
Shot through the heart. I don't think it has.
Only you had advantage.
Yeah, fuck.
Does a 16 hit?
Just misses.
Damn it.
However, I could rule you do have advantage because it is focused on those two, and it's not really paying attention to you.
Okay, that's
This might do it.
fair.
Critical hit.
By one extra point, because you don't count the sneak, but by one extra point, how do you want to do this?
Hey.
Nice.
Lydia summons her target blade and says, "Okay, that's enough," and throws it straight in the back of its head.
As you do, its head lops off and it dissipates like the bone dragon, or like the bone devil. And you all collapse, hurt, exhausted. Selka, the poison does, wear off, obviously.
I think she's been making conversation at the start of each of her turns.
No, she shouldn't.
Thinking.
However,
Why?
oh yeah, actually, yeah, she should be. Yeah, my bad. However, it's worn off at this point.
What were you thinking, Silica?
Jacob?
I'll use I'm gonna use regeneration.
Okay, Jacob, if
to
you're
just
talking, we can barely
Well,
hear you, so.
14.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you.
You both are going to die in there.
And Armin just jumps up immediately. We would have finished that sooner. I had him without your help.
Eh.
You made things worse.
Honestly, it was still, or relatively around half.
I know, that being said.
Armin,
still.
even you could tell that. It was not looking as hurt as you two were.
Well, forgive me for wanting to care about you guys so much, but I couldn't stand it and let it just happen.
Do not blame her. She has
Well,
lost something
I
far
would-
more important. And as he says that, Armin, you take a moment to collect your thoughts, and you realize, wait,
Quiet.
it's your thoughts. You don't hear it. You don't hear her.
Armin just pauses for a sec. Comes to that realization.
You don't
And you
hear
guys just
her.
You just see him almost just go blank for a second. You see just a single tear from each of his eyes just stream down from his face.
Is it
Lipia
safe now?
runs up to Armin and just hugs him. It's like, "You're free."
Again, Omen
Selka,
turns back to the dragon. Is it safe now?
Yes, it is. Also, Lipia, you don't feel that weight on your body that you felt all this time. You feel like you, for the first time in about a month or two. Celica, you know the
Omen is
traditions.
also going.
You know the sacred.
Omen is also going to run in
Yeah.
and hug.
Yep, Celica.
He just hugs both of you. Just
Okay.
happiest
Please.
moment in his life so far.
Yeah, Celica. You are there, correct?
Yeah, I'm here.
You know the ancient. You know the tradition of your people. You know how this metallic entity attaches onto your soul. But it is many things, not hostile. But it is a foreign entity. As you feel your arms, they no longer feel metallic. You have lost your class abilities of wild shaping into metallic creatures and all the benefits that came with it in doing this action. I need you to
Okay.
trust me on this, Jacob.
I am.
You feel different. You still have your Kalistar abilities because the soul of Kalistar is always from the Dream Realm. But you have lost the class abilities that come with your wild shape. Tervors looks at you. I know what you have lost, child. But there may yet be a way to reclaim what you have lost. The druids of the mountains. They have secrets they did not disclose to me. Perhaps your elders know of a way to fix you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye.